cranes. I try to make 1,000 wishes so I can heal the pain. Fold it up, let it rearrange. Cash it out, you can keep the change. I bled from the paper cuts, folding origami cranes. I try to make 1,000 wishes so I can heal the pain. Fold it up, let it rearrange. Cash it out, you can keep the change. Flow origami, every fold is a lesson. Never turning over, making creases into blessings. Niggas talking cheap, but the silence more expensive. When they're moving like a ghost, the real shit feels offensive. Scars in the paper cuts, blood from the ink. Legend in my mind, so I am what I think. Life is pretty crazy, yeah, it changes in the blink. Balance on the edge, I had to pull up from the brink, damn. I bled from the paper cuts, folding origami cranes. I try to make 1,000 wishes so I can heal the pain. Fold it up, let it rearrange. Cash it out, you can keep the change. I bled from the paper cuts, folding origami cranes. I try to make 1,000 wishes so I can heal the pain. Fold it up, let it rearrange. Cash it out, you can keep the change. I almost gave it up, I had to tighten my direction. Chasing every dream and now I'm moving with intention. And life is just a fold, every page is a confession. And love is origami, every fold is a reflection. With the wishes on the wind, never die, never die. Echoes in the night, hear him cry. Looking for the light, let him shine. With the cranes in the sky, watch him fly. Bled from the paper cuts, folding origami cranes. I try to make 1,000 wishes so I can heal the pain. Fold it up, let it rearrange. Cash it out, you can keep the change. I bled from the paper cuts, folding origami cranes. I try to make 1,000 wishes so I can heal the pain. Fold it up.
What up? It's your boy Jaron Ikner back again with another episode of the Heat Check. Let me get my light going here so y'all can see my beautiful face. There we go. This froze my camera. That tends to happen sometimes with this silly instant. That back real quick. Do that. And yeah, so welcome to the Heat Check. Don't worry, the video will pop back up. This is our live stream show where I sit here and listen to your music, offer my advice, 2 cents, insight, feelings, emotions, you know, all the stuff associated with music. I do that, and I don't do like content. Oh, jeez, my camera froze again. Sorry, I gotta get my light going right here. Yeah, there we go. I don't do content like people have been asking from me. They're like, oh, you should do a contest. And I'm like, maybe. I just don't like the idea of turning it into like a whole thing where like where it becomes like competitive. I don't want to like have competitive nature around this show. The main purpose of this show is to like get some good feedback from a guy who really likes music, has plenty of experience, and actually cares about your guys' art. Like, it's not about like, I mean, it's nice to make money on here when you guys use the skip features and the super chats. That's great. But when I first started the Heat Check, it was mostly just about being able to listen to people's music from around the world, share my thoughts, share my beliefs, share my viewpoints, and maybe give you some insight to help you out. So we're live on Twitch this time and YouTube. I don't know how long the Twitch will last for. Twitch is always weird. Oh geez. Twitch is always weird. So if you're on Twitch and you're watching this and I just randomly get cut off, that's what happened. I just cut it off because Twitch don't be liking me sometimes. Even right now, it's like already doing some shit. So we might cut off the Twitch, but we're live on Twitch right now. And then we're live on YouTube. But what is the Heat Check? So, you know, I'm gonna listen to your music, give you my feedback. Technically, the rule that I implemented is that I listen to your songs for about a minute, give you my honest, real feedback after that minute. And then from there, you know, we break it down. We either listen to the whole song or we don't or whatever. But I try to give everybody at least a minute of my time when it comes to the Heat Check. And then, in case you want to know who I am, I'm Jaron Ikner. Jaron Ikner, say it right. Multimedia artist, been doing this for a very long time. You should be able to submit just fine. The submission link is working. It's definitely up and working. So I don't know what's up with that. I'm looking at it right now. Anyways, multimedia artist, been doing this for over 20 years. I have my own company, Star Trek Multimedia, that I founded back in it's almost literally been 10 years since I founded Star Trek Multimedia back in September of 2016, which is kind of crazy. I don't know if I'm going to do anything like special for that. I probably should. I've done a lot of shit in the last 10 years for sure. But I digress. I specialize mostly in music, but I also make movies. I write stories. I fuck with fucking graphic design. I'm a writer, photographer, videographer. I do everything under the media umbrella, hence why we have the multimedia moniker on our brand Starstruck, because I do everything under the multimedia sun. Another way to call my job is I'm an advanced storyteller. That's what I like to tell people, is that I like to tell stories in interesting ways. I tell stories in the most interesting and authentic way possible for my clients. I've worked with over, at this point, like 50 small businesses in Phoenix and Tucson. And that's what I do. And then when it comes to Heat Check, it's mostly about letting you all be heard, especially in 2026, where, you know, you have AI and algorithms and just all kinds of bullshit and content creation and all the things that take away from the music. And so with this show in particular, it's kind of just about locking in and listening to y'all's music and trying to fucking give you all some real feedback. So with that said, once again, Voodoo Eyes, I don't know why you're having issues with the submission link, because it's up and it's live. I'm clicking on it right now and it's definitely up and live, and you should still be able to submit. I didn't close submissions. So as far as closing submissions, we close submissions after 8 p.m. After 8 p.m. we're done. This is to keep me honest, for one, and it also keeps me from being here all night. I'm not trying to listen to 50,000 songs in one night. And it's something that, like, I know I'm going on a little rant. It's rant time. It's something that I notice when it comes to these other people who use Nero, and like all these celebrities and all this stuff, like artists who use Nero, to where, like, you go to their page on Nero and they'll have like 4,000 songs that they have to listen to. And there'll be a lot of skips in there and stuff like that. I just really don't like that. It makes me, that gives me like so much anxiety. So for me, it's like, if I can keep their submissions like in the 20 range, get a couple of skips, I consider that a good night. It's a good night. So we're going to go ahead and get into this though, because we have 12 submissions, and I'm sure there'll be some more coming in. So we'll go ahead and get into this. And I'm trying to think if there's something I need to do on my end. I need to click on this thing over here. Let me do this real quick. Click on this, go over and yeah, click on that, boom, pow. That should be good. And yeah. I got a lot of new music coming soon, and a movie, and a video game, and a book. They're all these things are coming within the next, like, maybe 6 months. 6 months is actually being generous. That's because I'm being really lazy and taking my time with shit lately, because I've been focused on a lot of life stuff, like, you know, getting my wife back into recovery. My son's going back and starting sophomore year. Got some other stuff going on in my personal life, and I've been just trying to really focus on, like, just making good stuff to share with you guys here soon. But I do got some new music. I got a new album coming. I got a new film coming. I'm actually pre-proing my next project here pretty soon. Don't want to talk too much about this. And I do want to talk about this today. This is something I've been working on for a while. I keep teasing this, and I think I'm actually ready to talk about it, even though it's still not quite ready. So I invented a new website for you guys. It's called Campfire Radio. I've been mulling over this idea for a while now, and I finally just hopped on some AI and got it popping. I'm actually going to show you some of this real quick. That music you're hearing is from Campfire Radio. So when I bring up this screen real quick, just real quick, I'm going to show you. I'm kind of jumping the gun on this, but I'm so excited about this project. So Campfire Radio, bow. This is what it is right here. I've been working on this for a while. It's live right now, but there's nobody in here because I haven't literally not told anybody about it yet. But I'm not sure if people remember back in the day, the website plug.dj. And the way plug.dj worked back in the day was that you would basically be like a room, a community, and then people would be in that room and they could share music links and talk about it. And so I kind of brought that back. So right here, we have my little avatar guy right here. There's a little chat window over here. There's little supply drops that if you click on it, you get free like merchandise, like costumes for your character, et cetera, so forth. But then we have this radio button. Now, this is actually the reason why I haven't pushed this too much, because I'm gonna be straight up honest with you. Like, the way that I have this set up currently is that this is actually attached to a site called Audius, and Audius is basically like a SoundCloud. And so I use their API key to attach it to Audius. And so this plays music 24/7 nonstop. We have a bunch of different stations on here that you could look at. You could change. I think there's like 10 different stations on here. They all have different backgrounds, different music, so on and so forth. And yeah, it's literally a 24-hour station. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because the ultimate plan is to launch this soon. So where you guys can go in here and start sharing your music. You can make your own campfire. If I remember how to use this. Yeah, you can make your own room and invite people into your room and share your content. And so I think eventually we're going to start doing the heat check through Campfire Radio as well, to where we go live and we have little forums in here. But this is still a work in progress. It's not quite ready yet. I've been bullshitting because I got so many things going on, but this is almost ready to launch. I'm hoping to get this launched by the end of the year to where this is fully functional. You can go on here, have your own little rooms. There's a ways to monetize it too that I'm working on, so where people can like buy access to people's rooms and stuff like that. I've been working on this idea for like 2 years, and like it wasn't until I started fucking with Claude and like the coding side of things where I was like, let me just try and do this real quick. And so this is almost ready. Like I said, you click on this little tent here, you can like change your costume of your character and like give him a little camp fit if you want to. And see, now my guy's wearing a little beanie and has a little shirt on. You can it's mostly like cosmetic novelty stuff. The main feature is the idea that you can play music 24/7. And as far as the Audius thing, which I don't think I said yet, the reason why I've been hesitant about it is because Audius, at least from my experience, like loves AI music. So like a lot of these songs on here that when I listen to the radio randomly, it's like definitely AI music, 100%. And I haven't found a workaround around that yet. So I'm trying to like tweak that out. Anyways, that's just me. Campfire Radio is coming very, very soon. Like I said, hopefully before the end of the year. Like I pretty much like been in the hyperbolic time chamber for the last like 2 years trying to finish this movie, get this new music done, get this next couple of books done, and I'm about to go fucking crazy in 2027. It's gonna be crazy. I've been setting this shit up, and I'm like ready to go on like one of the greatest runs of my career over the next year. So stay tuned for that. Anyways, y'all don't care about that. So let's get to this music. Up first is "Dying in the Garden" by Love Sylvanus. Cool. All right. No description on the song. That's fine. Let's go ahead and get this shit. Oh, we got comments. Thank you, Enoch. I'm glad, Mr. Enoch. I'm glad that you think it looks dope. I think it looks dope too. I've been working on it for a minute. So anyways, this is "Dying in the Garden" by Love Sylvanus. I like that lyric. I like that lyric. I'm dying in the garden, so bring flowers from my hair because I might as well die pretty. That's a bar, bro. Those are great lyrics. I like that a lot. So far the song is cool. Kind of like floaty, kind of like Modest Mouse kind of vibes to it. That's what kind of makes me feel like Modest Mouse, like OK Go, kind of like I don't even know what we really call that, like Americana alternative rock music, or standard American rock music, I guess is what I would call it. Because alternative is a weird phrase. I don't like, because when I think about alternative rock music, I think about like more abstract music, because the back in the day, alternative rock music was literally like Linkin Park and like Korn and Limp Bizkit. They were considered alt, and now those are like the mainstream sound, right? And even with this, like this reminds me of like Modest Mouse or like a band like that, which would be considered like more like independent rock, but now it's like the modern sound. So this is dope so far. Lyrics are on point. The production's cool. I like his voice. This is a good track so far.
In color, I am waiting for the day I get to say the things I always want to say. Like everything I've ever done was feeling like a waste. Or I don't like the summer, but I kinda like your face. Trust me, one day you'll look back and smile. I know, alright, but right now isn't then, and the gloom still settles in. I have gotta find a way to keep my mind inside my head. But everything I touch, I tend to break. And I wanna be honest, but it's hard to do, 'cause I've been bleeding and I'd seen so too. Does anyone care? Well, I've been told so, yeah, time and again. I've been told so, but it doesn't settle in. But it doesn't settle in. I'll be dying in the garden, bring some flowers for my hair, 'cause I might as well die pretty. Bury me in color, I'm
So,
waiting for the day I get to
I fuck with this song heavy. I just wish I could find information on you. I'm looking up your page. Like I tried, because you didn't give me a link to your Instagram or like your website or anything like that. So I'm just trying to Google you, right? And I'm finding, like, I found your Spotify account, but it doesn't seem like you have any social media or any type of presence online. Now, this is something that I've been like going back and forth with like a couple of people lately about online presence. And I feel like we're about to go through a revolution where online presence doesn't matter as much. I might be completely wrong about this, but this is just theory, because what has been happening over the last several years is the idea that like we have to become content machines, and that we have to do all these things that aren't necessarily artistic to promote our music. And what people are figuring out is that once you have like a little bit of fans and like have any kind of motion, you can redivert traffic to somewhere else. Even with the heat check right now, if you go into the description today, you'll see a link to my album, Wishes Are Perfect. I built that website myself, and since I've started the heat check with that link in there, we've gotten like tens of thousands of views. And the thing about that, as Wishes Are Perfect as a whole is about to cross 1 million plays across all channels, which like blows my mind, because none of my projects have even gotten close to that. A lot of my success has come down to like organic content, like making content and then letting people find it, right? And so when even like right now, like I like this song quite a bit, and I want to know more about the band. And my instinct initially was to go look them up on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, but they don't have any of that. Now, if they had a website that was clean and had all the shit together, like information, all that stuff, it probably would do wonders for them. But then it's a matter of getting heard, right? Because you got to post on social media in some way, shape, or form. I think this song is great. I think this is a great way to start off the show so far. I think this song is really, really good. I like the lyrics a lot. I like the production. The quality sounds good. I like the dude's voice. I think the only like real advice that I would give you is to create a pipeline whether it's lovesylvanus.com or something to that effect, to where people can go find your music. And it might exist. Like, it might already be out there. I'm just going off of like this real quick Google of your account and just looking at your page real quick. You only have 49 monthly listeners. And so I try not to judge about my monthly listeners, but what that does tell me is that you're not in the online zeitgeist in the way that you need to be with a song like this. I think having a video for this song would do you pretty well. But then once again, setting up that pipeline, that through line to where people can go find your music. Your name, Love Sylvanus, is very unique, extremely unique name. So it's not even an issue of like being lost in the shuffle or like being lost in the algorithm. I think that if people were to Google the words Love Sylvanus and then you had lovesylvanus.com, that would probably do you very well. Just make sure you have your merch up and all your things together, and that would do you very well. Let's listen to a little bit more. I like the song, so I'm gonna listen to a little bit more.
Say the things I always wanna say. Like everything I've ever done was feeling like a waste. I don't like the summer, but I kinda like it. Trust me, one day you'll look back and smile. I know, alright, but right now isn't then, and the gloom still settles in. I have gotta find a way to keep my mind inside my head. Is there some garden out there where I can be alone? You might not get there for a while, but I hope you trust me. One day you'll look back and smile. I know, alright, but right now isn't then, and the gloom still settles in. I have gotta find a way to keep my mind inside my head.
Yeah, this is a cool song. Yeah, I like it because, like I said, it takes me back to like that era between 2000 and 2010 where you had like bands like this style of music just killing it. Modest Mouse, OK Go were the first two that I mentioned, but there's plenty of bands that I could think of. Phoenix, Fun. There's a lot of bands that like kind of fit this umbrella of like Americana, alt rock, kind of poppy. I fuck with it. I like the song a lot. Good way to start off the show, by the way. Sorry, I got my little sweat thing going on here. Great way to start the show. I like this song. Kind of sets the tone. The pressure's on for the rest of y'all. Let's get it. Up next is Mr. Enoch with American Dream. Current state of the U.S. Bet. Is this a video? It is. Okay. Is this like a video or is it like a... Okay, so I don't need to show it. Cool. Bet. All right, here we go. This is Mr. Enoch with American Dream on the Heat Check. One sec. Beat sick.
Saw America 250 was here. Yeah. Too bad lately isn't nothing to cheer. Nah. Pedophile president with hatred for queers. Create a slush fund for Jan Sixers appear. While throwing billions in your Iran frontier. Distract from Epstein with new wars, it's clear. Whitewash nation history with fear. Here's a thought, can't you see this country is lost? Billionaires don't really care what it costs. Our current president, he stole billions and walks. Supreme Court gives him all the power he wants. Land of the free, no, the land of remorse. This supposed to be the land of the free. Yeah. We the people can't forget what that means. No. How you work for me while you were running your schemes. How? Billionaires in power ain't the American dream. No. This supposed to be the land of the free. Yeah. We the people can't forget what that means. No. How you work for me while you were running your schemes. How? Billionaires in power ain't the American dream.
Bet. So I will say this. We need more hip hop like this in 2026. Immediately when I heard like the lyrics and like the beat and the tone and like how you're rapping, it took me back to the days of like when Immortal Technique was super popping. And I'm trying to avoid going on a rant right now because I could rant about politics and Trump and our current state of America all day. But what's really interesting about hip hop's role in all this is that it's almost fucking non-existent. And it actually kind of pisses me off to the point where it's like, I wish rappers were rapping more about the state of the world and the state of the country. That was something that was almost like a cornerstone of hip hop all the way up until like 2010. And then like since 2010, I think like literally the only song I can think of that like really like popped off was F Donald Trump by YG, right? But like back in between the, like, especially when Bush was in office from 2000 all the way up to 2008, you had a lot of artists who were like trying to fight against the regime. Immortal Technique's probably like one of the biggest ones that come to mind, and that's what this song kind of reminds me of, is just like Immortal Technique. And the thing about Immortal Technique that this song reminds me of is how direct he is. Like, we're not rapping in metaphors, we're not using like similes and all kinds of different ways to like subtly take shots at the government. Like, no, this is like a F the system type of song, and we need more songs like this. We really and truly do. Like, I try to, on my music, almost every album that I put out, there's always been some type of political commentary on my albums. At least one. On this last album, Wish Is Never Perfect, the song is called Omens Part 3. And I think, like I said earlier, I think that the political commentary and the social commentary of the world is necessary. It's a cornerstone of hip hop. And this is actually part of the reason why hip hop's been kind of falling off the last like several years, because no one wants to talk about real shit. But the ones that do, they get suppressed. Like, I'm even trying to think right now, like, who is a rapper that's like talking about things like that? One that comes to mind is Rhapsody, but even then, she doesn't talk about it like a lot. And when I look at like someone like, I don't know, like T.I., for example, like T.I. just put out a new album. I guarantee there's no politics on that album. It's just him bullshitting about how rich he is and like how his, you know what I'm saying, like, and that's fine because hip hop is supposed to be a reflection of self. But the reflection itself also comes down to the commentary of the world around you. And when we are seeing things falling apart around with our president and all this bullshit that's going on, and like nobody's speaking on it, it kind of shows me like how fucked we are. And so, Mr. Enoch, I really appreciate this song for your message behind it and what you're trying to say and what you're trying to use hip hop for. Because honestly, this is one of the fucking reasons why hip hop exists, dude. It's designed to express the state of the world around you. Is designed to act as clear, honest commentary about your position in this world and how you feel about it. And this song is doing that. So thank you for your topics on that. Let's keep listening to some more.
No, this shit sucks. Every day it's more nuts. Just when you think it's worse, then there's more stuff. More hate from Dementia Trump. Mega base they don't mention once. They're still flying flags from the war they lost, while still trying to say that it's here they love. Confederate. Nah, most of us see right through the lies, and the ones who don't confuse stupid with pride. Stupid. Too dumb to form a thought or reply. Dumb. So instead they lick the boots of the guy, the tangerine tornado, the assaulter in chief. Rapist. Every time you speak, your misogyny seeps. Yeah. With your swollen ankles, Oval Office, your sleep. With JD Vance there massaging your feet. Bitch. I would call you a creep, but that doesn't compete. No. Your animal excrete seems more complete. Yeah. You're so sad, a bad excuse for a man. Sad. Put your name on everything, get rich is the plan. Rob this country blind, no one's taking a stand. Bomb. Sent out ICE to round up all the tans. Murder citizens, no body cam in a mask. Then you call them terrorists, I don't understand. This supposed to be the freest of lands. Land of the free. Not to live in fear by the rule of command. Nah. This supposed to be the land of the free. Yeah. We the people can't forget what that means. No. How you work for me while you were running your schemes. How? Billionaires in power ain't the American dream. No. This supposed to be the land of the free. Yeah. We the people can't forget what that means. No. How you work for me while you were running your schemes. How? Billionaires in power ain't the American dream. No. We the people need to do away with the
third
king.
Verse.
Nuremberg trials for the puppets on strings.
I do appreciate the third verse. I'm actually thinking about making a video about this exact topic of the third verse. Because like back in like 2012, maybe, I don't know, it's definitely like during the Obama era, the third verse just like slowly faded away. And it was like natural because I mean like attention spans and things like that. But I'm kind of be missing the third verse, man. Like, songs are too damn short. Like, even as I'm working on this album right now, like most of my songs are like 2.5 minutes long, 3 minutes long the most. And it's because we took out the third verse. So I appreciate the third verse. This is really good so far. I really like this song. I think the thing I like the most about it is that it's so direct. Like I said, like in America, the land of the free, the home of the brave, we should be allowed to speak our thoughts about whatever in a healthy way. I should be able to say that the president fucking sucks if I believe that. Nowadays, if you say this in a public forum, you're going to get all kinds of backlash. And the backlash is not the issue because you're allowed to feel how you feel. But it's the strength of the backlash. And this goes in either direction. You know, you have motherfuckers getting fired over celebrating Charlie Kirk's assassination, right? And then at the same time, you have people like trying to cancel people. You know what I'm saying? It's just really weird because I feel like it just wasn't like that 20 years ago. And I sound like such an old head where it's like, well, back in my day, we were allowed to say whatever we wanted to say without any consequences. And it's like, that's like the beauty of hip hop is the rebelliousness, the rebellism, that a word? The rebelliosity. I'm making up words here. That's like what hip hop's all about at its core. At least that's what it's supposed to be. Most mainstream hip hop nowadays is very watered down. It's very, what's the word I'm looking for? Pedantic? Is that the right word? Am I using that word right? Am I just using the words wrong? Let me make sure I'm using this word right. Pedantic sounds right. I'm trying to sound intelligent. No, that's not the right word at all. So ignore that. But it's like the opposite of pedantic. Pedantic means like focusing on the details. We're not doing that. Like we're all just trying to make a hit and go viral, right? So we're just doing stupid shit. We're making up dances. We got hoes twerking on songs. We don't have people talking about the state of the world. And even like my favorite rappers, like Nas. Like Nas put out 6 albums in that little run that he did. And if I'm being real about it, like he wasn't really talking about like the state of the world in a lot of these albums. Now, I'm sure there's a couple of like moments in the songs here and there, but like if you listen to Nas's previous albums, like when he was younger, when he first came out, like Illmatic, It Was Written, and I Am, he had a whole song talking about what if he was the president of the United States. And so I guess my point is that politics and hip hop go hand in hand, whether you like it or not. I know some people who are just like, well, I'm not political. And it's like, well, you're fucking stupid. Especially if you're older and you have kids and you like pay taxes and like you own shit. You should care about politics. And if you're a rapper, you should be speaking on politics through your hip hop. So let's listen to this third verse though, because I'm kind of ranting and I was trying to avoid the political rants.
To gate everyone who's kissing the ring. Let's use sings when we're cutting their wings. Hey. Remember they said they were cleaning the swamp. It seems we gotta be the ones to clean up the slop. When will they see that this shit needs to stop? Time to clean house, and that starts with the top. Pride to be American is something that's lost. It's the fault of the cult that believes in the false. It seems like there is no line he can cross to get the mega base to realize he's a fraud. This supposed to be the land of the free.
Did you do the production, Mr. Enoch? Did you do the production? Because the beat's sick. The beat takes me back to like that, like literal like early 2000s, like boom bap, like kind of like lots of violins and like drama in the songs, like very Immortal Technique-ish, like 100%. Like I'm curious to know who did the production on this. Let me know.
Yeah, we the people can't forget what that means. No. How you work for me while you were running your schemes. How? Billionaires in power ain't the American dream. No, this supposed to be the land of the free. Yeah,
Oh, you did the beat, self-produced. I fucks with it, man. That's dope. That actually gives you like a couple extra points because I always love a self-produced rapper, like a rapper who like knows what kind of beats he wants to rap over, and so instead of trying to go fucking find them out there in the world, they make them themselves. That's what I do. Like when it comes, like I've always been self-produced, not because like I don't like working with. I had someone send me a bunch of beats last week, and I'm like, these are alright, but like I always feel more comfortable rapping over my own shit. Oh, wait, he said not the beat. Wait. So you didn't make the beat? Did I give you too much glaze there? My bad. So he didn't make the beat, but I can still talk about the fact that being self-produced is dope. It's very underrated as hip hop, and as in hip hop, I feel like especially nowadays in 2026, where there's so many different ways for you to make beats. You could hop on Splice right now and put together a beat. know what I'm saying? We got AI now where you can put together a beat with AI. You know what I'm saying? We got session musicians on Fiverr that will make you a beat for like $50. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's not really like any like excuse to find production nowadays. But I do think that being self-produced is dope. Probably one of the easiest like cheat codes that you could do as a hip hopper, as a rapper. But you didn't make this beat, and that's fine. I still like the production. The production's sick. The song's pretty much done. So I could give you my final thoughts. Great track. I like the message. I like the I like the flow. I like that how it's like a Donald Trump diss track, etc. so forth. Because I think we need more of that. I'm not saying that we all should start dissing the president, but low key, I'm kind of saying that. But I do think that we should be more expressive about our political state. And what's actually happening, which actually is just actually kind of hit me right now. There is a lot of political rap coming out right now, but it's in the opposite direction. And I fucking hate that shit. Like if you're a Trump rapper, like a MAGA rapper, you're trash. You're fucking trash. I'm sorry, Tom McDonald or the other guy. I don't even know what these guys' fucking name, but if you're rapping MAGA, you're trash and you defeat the purpose of hip hop. And there's a lot of MAGA rap out there right now. There's like what's that one kid, that little 12-year-old kid rapping MAGA? It's goofy as shit. And so we need more balance to the force here, and we need more political raps. For sure. So keep it up. Keep doing it. You don't like to use AI in your shit. That's perfectly fine, man. Like I'm just saying that, like, because I'm not anti-AI. I'm really not. I'm anti-AI replacing people. Like, oh, I'm not gonna even fucking make anything on this song. I'm just gonna fucking put in the prompt and then put it out. That's fucking stupid. Using AI like to like Google Flow Music and Suno, they both have the abilities to like where you can make a song and then you can break down the stems, right? So you can get just a string or just a drum loop or just a bass line and then take that, put that into your DAW and build on top of that. I actually have no problem with that, and that's actually how I've been producing like a lot of my stuff lately because one, I'm about to go on a rant, we're ranting. When I use TrackLib, which is like a legit site where you can go clear samples, that site fucked me over a couple times because what ended up happening with TrackLib, and they need to fix this. And I don't even know how they would fix it, to be honest, but they need to fix this. On my last album, I went and downloaded some samples that I used on my album. I fucking paid for them. I got them cleared. I registered them, went through the whole fucking 9 yards. And then when I put out that album, like 3 of the songs got flagged for copyright because someone else had already did the same fucking thing. And so that had me livid because I was like, well, I just paid for the shit and I'm paying for the site and I still couldn't get these samples cleared. And I sent them to my distro because I do distro through AWOL Cobalt. And they were like, no, we can't put these out, bro. And I had to like go to TrackLib and get like, it was a mess, bro. And even to this day, the album got like kind of suppressed because AWOL wouldn't put it on social media because of the samples. And so I had to re-release it through DistroKid, who doesn't give a fuck. And so that really turned me off the TrackLib. The same issue applies to Splice, to where if you get a sample on Splice, especially if it's a popular one, and you try to put that song out, you might get flagged for the copyright. And so I've kind of stopped using Splice for that reason too. And so when I started dabbling with AI and I'm like over here, it's like literally like humming melodies into my phone, like la 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 la, and then I put it through fucking Suno and it sends me back a fucking string that's unique that I made, at least melody wise, like composition wise. I mean, I can download that and then chop it up. I know for a fact that that's not gonna get cleared or get called for a fucking copyright strike. And to me, that's the biggest advantage of using AI in your music, is that you'll get unique samples that no one else has, so long as you're using it right, because it will bring up some old shit. If you don't use the prompts right, if you don't prompt it right or give it your own stuff, it will totally like take some shit from Taylor Swift and fucking put it in your song and then you get flagged. But if you train it, you can get local models to put on your computer. Like if you're worried about like the ethics of it, those local models are kind of shit for being absolutely real about it. But there's other sites that let you like upload your own samples, upload your own songs, rework them into an interesting composition or new instruments. Like I can turn my voice into a horn, turn my voice into an oboe, whatever the fuck I want to do. Download that, chop it up, put it in my DAW. This last album that I'm making, that I'm working on right now, I would say like most of the songs use that process. And I'd say I have no problem saying that because I still put in multiple hours making these songs. I still sequenced the drums. I still mixed everything down. I still put my vocals on it. I still fucking wrote the damn song. I just got my samples from I think it was either Google Flow or Suno. I've been using both of those. I have no problem saying that. So if you guys want to cancel me over fucking being innovative in my music production, fuck y'all. That's all I gotta say. Anyways, let's keep moving. Thank you, Mr. Enoch, for the submission because that was dope. That was super refreshing. Because we simply just don't hear hip hop like that anymore, where it's just like political, it's taking shots at the regime, which is really what hip hop is about, man. Like, you can't be hip hop and pro regime unless it's Obama, ironically enough, because even when you think about Immoral Technique's career died when Obama got into office because he couldn't take shots at the black president. In hindsight, he could now. But during the time, we weren't going to tolerate that shit. That's why Immoral Technique, like, low-key fell off. And now he's kind of making a comeback because our regime sucks ass. So do that. Anyways, that was a long rant. Let's get back to it. Up next is What's New by... I'm going to say this wrong. Shile Frisbee. Okay. The description says this is the first track off our debut album, Factory Farmed. The music is a free-flowing and lighthearted juxtaposed against darker lyrics about the inability to create something truly authentic. The song ends with a dark psychedelic breakdown to represent the mental angst of figuratively beating your head against the wall to come up with something new. It was a long-ass description. Let's get it. So this is What's New by Shile Frisbee. I think I'm saying Shiel Frisbee. Cool name, if I can say it right. So this is basically well-produced version of white man with guitar genre. I love white man with guitar genre, by the way. And every time I bring it up, I think people think that I'm being like racist and like rude. But that's like the best way to describe it. Like, some people call it folk music, but it's not always folk music. To me, it's white man with guitar. And when I read your bio, it says here that Shile Frisbee was founded in 2024 by musician and engineer Russell Mueller and musician and artist Jushan Rim from Seoul. There's a bunch of descriptions about that. I'm not reading all that. But this is like the peak evolution of that genre, to where you have like a clean sound with some good production, some floaty lyrics. The vibes are very like kind of peace friendly. I'm not mad at this so far. I don't think that it's, I don't know. I would probably like want to listen to like the rest of your music, like the rest of your album, because you say that this is your single, right? And so when I hear this as a single, like, at least traditionally, your singles are what represent your album the most, right? So when I hear that this is your single, I'm thinking, okay, so does the whole album sound like this? Because if the whole album sounds like this, it's fine. There's definitely an audience for this, but that's not me. Mostly because when it comes to like the white band with guitar genre, it's hard to really like differentiate between other white men with guitars. A lot of that comes down to lyrical tenacity. Your lyrics are cool, but there's nothing that like kind of grabbed me like the first song that we played where he was talking about having flowers in his head in his funeral or at his graveyard because he wanted to look pretty. I'm not feeling that impact of lyrical tenacity yet. But let's keep listening and see what comes.
As silvery static fills my brain, and I fly above the clouds, no longer chased by hounds. Hold me down, I won't be found. And I fly towards the sun. Don't have to answer to anyone. Hold me down, I won't be found.
The guitar work's sick. I like this part right here where the guitar is like kind of just like wailing and going off. I like this part.
What to look for today? Help me fill up the long hours until they melt and slip through grates to wash down the drain. Balloon eyes looking up, fixing stuck at anything but the page. How
See,
to
like,
finish
that's like
today?
what I'm talking about. Like the lyrics, I feel like with the lyrics in this song, you're trying to do like be abstract and be like a little bit weird with it. And I don't think that artists have to always do that. I think people choose to do that because like what I just said in terms of like the white man with guitar genre, that's like where an artist stands out the most is by having like really weird lyrics or like lyrics that are just kind of like, but like in this song in particular, like if I was the A&R on this song or the producer or like the one to engineer or like put like my final splash on this, I would let this cook a little bit more in the oven. And what I mean is mostly vocally, to where the vocal and the lyrics, like I think we could polish them a little bit more to make them a little bit more catchy and a little bit more refined. Not to say that the lyrics are bad, I just think they need a little bit more workshopping so we get a more distinct and catchy flow. Quality wise, the song is good. I'm not mad at the quality. I think his voice is a little, I don't know exactly how to describe it, but it's not distinct. And I think that's what kind of hurts the song the most for me is the lack of distinction in his voice. Meaning that like, I don't know if I'd be able to identify this artist like out of a blind sound test to where it's like, oh, this is Shalel Frisbee. I could tell because of the vocals, right? And that's like what it really comes down to when it comes to where artists are at in this day and age. It's about the branding and then the identity, right? So when we're going on your Instagram page right now and I look at your page, the identity is there. Like in terms of like the artwork, it's actually really cool. Let's actually bring this up so people can see what I'm looking at here. The page is actually dope. We got some cool things on here with like the artwork. You got some cool designs on here. Like I dig what you have going on here aesthetically. And I think that we've nailed the aesthetics of the music that you're trying to create. Like you have this character here, etc. so forth. I think that this all works. But when it comes to the music itself, I think that, like I said, I think we just need a little bit more workshopping to get the personality to convey and match the artwork and everything else that you're putting out. And that just takes a little bit more workshopping. You know what I'm saying, I haven't listened to any of the other songs. You put out a whole album. You might have achieved this on the album somewhere, right? That's why I said earlier in terms of like this song being a single. I don't know. Like if this is like what this is, my first introduction into Shel Frisbee, and you played me this song and said, hey, this is the best song that we have to represent our album, I'm probably not listening to your album. Not to say that your music's bad, but I don't know if I would want a whole album of this, right? Or is this song showing me how talented you really are? If this is like, because once again, the singles, at least traditionally, singles are supposed to represent what the album is supposed to like kind of sound like and feel like. And I feel like if the album sounds and feels like this, there's somebody for it, but like I said, it's not for me. I think that it's about kind of understanding like who your audience is, who do you want to actually listen to your music, and then kind of like catering more towards them. Like my wife, she listens to like a lot of like Noah Kahan and Leon Bridges and people like that, right? And even the other day, she just watched a whole documentary about Noah Kahan. And the thing about that I found interesting, even though I watched like 3 minutes of it, was 1, his distinct voice, 2, his look, and then 3, his vibes. All those, like, I was able to like pick up on very quickly just by watching, like sitting down next to my wife and watching this documentary. And to the point where I was like, oh, I can understand why he's successful, because he's established this whole brand around his art that makes it all line up for me in my head. For you, Shalel Frisbee, when I look at the art and I listen to the music, it's just not quite there for me. And like I said, I'm only listening to one song off the album. Your album has 14 songs, and real quick, let's just click on another one real quick. I'm gonna listen to the one with the most compelling title. Bouncy Bug House Blues. Let's just see real quick what this is about. I already like this song better than the other one, just because it's a piano.
Bumping into walls of fuzzy moth flies through my line of sight, blindly flittering in sync, silence in the dead of night. My ears tune in, tonight is queen.
See, like this song's actually more interesting than the one that you submitted, because it's already establishing a tone and a personality and a vibe that the other one didn't quite do. And so that's like what I'm saying is that single selection, like when you're submitting songs to like, I don't know, review shows or putting on songs out as a single, it's really about understanding like what are you trying to tell the audience about your album. Like I'm thinking about once again, I like to use myself as an example because I'm egotistical, but my last album, Wishes Are Never Perfect, which is out now, my first single was called Wish You Would, which was like an upbeat kind of vibe. There's some shit talking on there. There's some tones on there that for the most part is prevalent throughout the whole album. And that's why I chose it, because it just fit the whole album to where if you listen to Wish You Would, you kind of know what to expect for the rest of the album, like lyrically, flow wise, etc. so forth. Sorry, my phone's like blowing up over here. So yeah, that's just something you have to think about when it comes to like, how do you want your song to be like received, and like, sorry, not your song. How do you want your album to be received? And a lot of that has to do with the single selection. Single selection is crucial in that sense. Crucial. Bet. Let's keep moving. Up next is Rest Azaf by Conheg. Weird names. Got some weird names coming in tonight. I love it. I really do. This is Conheg with Rest Azaf. I don't even know what to expect with a title like that. Is this going to be like rock? Like hard metal? The artwork doesn't say that. Let's see. Don't know what to expect. We'll see.
You're not gonna find me, 'cause I'm not at a place that can be reached. The truth behind the lies is why I hope A parasite could never kill its host. Cause you don't wanna find me whenever I have lost the thing I seek. And I don't wanna ever be that which I could. The day I step to the rhythm, I don't care to ask for the reason. He moves forth and we go along too. Those words that he says are what is true. If you walk that path, I can't stop you. I can't ever hope to retrieve you. A faint hope is our resolution, but I don't want a solution. Cause you're not gonna find me. Cause
Like almost fire. And like it's hard to explain like why it's not quite fire to me. I think it's more of the mix and the engineering than the song itself. Because when his vocals hit, it sounded like Tay Sunday, like Chocolate Rain, dude. And honestly, like unironically, Chocolate Rain is actually a fire ass track. Like people like when that song first came out, people were like, "Oh, it's a meme," and Tay Sunday, etc. and so forth. But when you listen to like Tay Sunday, like actually pull out that song like lyrically and like his vocal presence on that song, it's actually a great fucking song. This song gives me the similar vibes where it has like this kind of like quirky vibe to it. Your lyrics are kind of like cavalier vibe to it. Your vocal tones has like kind of like this Sinatra kind of like and I think that works very well. But I think that like I said, I think the issue like where it kind of all falls apart for me is the mix. I can't quite explain it. I'm gonna listen to some more here, but it feels like there's a way that this song could be better. I don't know exactly what it is yet, but I'm gonna keep listening and see if I can identify it.
I'm not at a place that can be reached. The truth behind the lies is why I own. The parasite could never kill its host. Cause you don't wanna find me whenever I have lost the thing I seek. And I don't wanna ever see that which I could. Crawl in line and take your time. I said that you, alright. It's
Maybe the vocals are a little bit dry. We could definitely throw some more reverb on those vocals.
all the same, but now I find myself so complacent. And all my places, it isn't here. You're not gonna find me, cause I'm not at a place that can be reached.
I like the way you sing that. You're not gonna find me because I'm at a place that can't be reached. Well, that's catchy, but I feel like we could do more with making the vocals like kind of stand out more, because I think what's happening when I'm listening to this song, the vocals get a little bit drowned out by the production. We could put a little bit more like polish on the vocals, like make sure we got like our reverb up a little bit. Maybe a little bit more compression so there's a little bit more glue going on. Because it feels like the instruments are kind of floating on top of the vocals a little bit. And then maybe even like on that chorus, like you're not gonna find, maybe we double the vocals a little bit. Maybe put like even if you don't want to like do two different takes, like literally just like copy and paste your vocals and offset them like by like 0.010 milliseconds to give it a little bit of like chorus effect. Or you can do 3 tracks and then pan out the other 2 to give it like a stereo sound, just to make that part bigger. I think that overall, like I think that there's elements of a good song here. Like it's all here. I just think we gotta rework it to where it's like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Listen a little bit more.
The truth behind the lies is why I own. A parasite could never kill its host. Cause you don't wanna try me. I don't even want the things I seek. And I don't wanna ever be that which I could.
Like the melody is catchy. I actually like the melody quite a bit. It's catchy. As I said, I just think we need a little bit more polish. I think the vocals could be a little bit bigger, wider, with like more layers, a little bit reverb in the voice. I think that, like I said, there's elements of a good song here. I think the lyrics are great. I think the production is interesting. Like the little mariamba xylophone caught my attention off bat. And it's one of those things where it's like, if somehow the song were to make it into radio, those xylophone marimbas at the beginning would make it iconic. But everything else has to kind of be on point and tight too. So just a little bit of polish. A little bit of polish. I love it. I fuck with it. We're gonna keep moving though. Up next is Doomsday by Elephant Zero. Cool name. Cool name. I like that name. Elephant Zero. This is the Heat Check live with your boy Jaron Ikner. Okay, here we go. Or maybe not. Play, bitch. There we go. Okay, we're a minute in. Honestly, like when the song first came on, it reminded me of video games on PC in the late 90s, like Escape from Monkey Island or Maniac Mansion or any Sierra game that came out in the 90s. Like this is the kind of music that you would be hearing in the background when like the point and click adventures. This is like point and click adventure type beat. That's not a bad thing. It's just like, I don't know what I was expecting when I was like looking at the artwork and like it started hearing it. I'm like, this sounds like this belongs in like a video game. It has like kind of like a circus feel to it. And I don't know what instrument that is that's making me feel that. I know like what melody is. It's like the do 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 do, but I don't know what instrument that is. It sounds like a circus. Like this sounds like this would either be like on a video game soundtrack, on a point and click adventure like Space Quest, or this would be playing in the background at Barnum and Bailey. Is Barnum and Bailey even around anymore? Let me fact check myself real quick so I'm not saying the wrong things. I feel like they stopped doing Barnum and Bailey, right? No, they're still around. They were just here. They were just here last year, or last month. I missed them. Anyways, sounds like this is a Barnum and Bailey type beat. And then it turned into like Dexter's Lab right there. That's what that reminded me of, like Dexter's Laboratory. That's what that like, this is some weird production, man. Like, I'm not mad at it. It's just weird because it makes me think of like certain things that like I wouldn't necessarily think of. Like I said, I already mentioned the Sierra video games from the 90s and Escape from Monkey Island and Maniac Mansion. No, I'm saying that's what this reminds me of, Barnum and Bailey Circus. But what's interesting about this is like kind of like the beauty behind music, man, because like music really is just like this weird thing where we just combine sounds together to make interesting noises, right? And there's some interesting noises that I'm hearing right here. Like I like this, but it feels like it's definitely like background music. And even people in the comments right now are saying like, sounds like it's from a Disney Halloween movie called Halloween Town. Sure. You know what I'm saying? Like Dexter's Lab. You know what I'm saying? Like it sounds like that. And honestly, like I'm not even mad at that. I think that's dope that you're able to even make music like that, because I can't. I can't make a fucking soundtrack to Dexter's Lab. I'm a rapper. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to do that shit. So that's dope. I appreciate the production on that. Yeah, this like literally sounds like the intro to like any show on Nickelodeon. Especially a cartoon. Like it's almost sound like Rick and Morty a little bit too. Like just like the way like the we got like these rising synthesizers like kind of like eerie like horror sound. It sounds like this could literally be like a theme song to a movie, TV show, or video game. I think that you might have tapped into something there with that. It's just a matter of getting in front of the right audiences. We'll listen to a little bit more though, because I don't think I need to listen. This shit's 7 minutes long, so I'm gonna listen to like 2 minutes and see how we feel. One thing that's kind of taking me out is the use of stock drums. Like it sounds like you made this in the stock version of whatever your DAW is. But the drums sound like they need more live organic sound to them. They sound very like standard and not unique or like curated to the sound. And that's just me being nitpicky, because I don't think that actually really matters in the grand scheme. But with that in mind, it's like this would probably go hard in like a music library. Like if you went to like Storyblocks and was able to submit this to Storyblocks, there's sites that let you do this. I don't remember off the top of my head. This might actually go crazy. Like if you're able to get this into like a stock music library, I think this actually would do well for you in that sense. So it's something to consider there. Yeah, I'm done listening to this though. We're done. That was Elephant Zero with Doomsday. Very interesting production. Actually kind of refreshing in that sense, because I don't think I've heard anything on this show that sounded like that. And we're on episode 29, and I've reviewed over almost 600 songs at this point, and I don't think I've ever heard anything like that. So take that for what that means, in the sense that you got something going for you there, and you're able to carve out something that only you can probably do. I just think that you need to just like continue to curate your sound and like polish it to a point where it feels natural, because that's like it feels like a little overproduced because you have like so much going on in the song. And this is where I would say less is more, but at the same time, like I said, like there's always a lane for songs like these. Like I already gave you like 10 examples of where I would have heard this song, so it's not like it's even like bad in that sense. I don't think this song's bad at all, actually. I just think that it's a matter of dialing in your sound. That's the best advice I can give to you at this point, without it sounding like an asshole. Okay. Where we at? Okay, so just to give you guys an update, we're closing submissions at 8 p.m. So if you don't get your submission in by 8 p.m., you'll have to wait until next week to submit. And yeah. What's up, Pulp Fiction on Twitch? Hey, he said hey. Making sure. I'm trying to keep an eye on the Twitch too, because people be on Twitch. Even though it seems to be running complete shit. Is what it is. Anywho, let's keep moving. So yeah, submissions close at 8 o'clock. So you got about 50 minutes. I got about 8 songs before we cut it off for the night, unless more come in before then. So up next is 7 songs, sorry. Light the Way Back Home by Address Unknown GT. This is a post-punk instrumental made entirely at FL Studio. Hell yeah, I like FL Studio. This is a video. Let's see here. No, it's just a graphic. Okay, here we go. Before I start, cinematic post-punk instrumental is an interesting way to claim a song. So let's see what that means. This is a solid instrumental, man. I'm liking the theme of tonight's show. I don't know how we always end up on like some kind of theme, but this song falls in line with some of the other submissions that came in tonight. It needs lyrics. I think it does need lyrics. I think this is a good structure for someone to write to. It's solid production. It's not like mind blowing. Like I'm not like, oh my god, this is the best guitar playing I've ever heard in my life. But it's serviceable. It's clean. You just need a lyricist on here to bring this song to life, because that's kind of what I was waiting for. I was like, okay, when the lyrics kick in, and I remember that it was supposed to be instrumental, and I don't think I've heard like a lot of like post-punk cinematic instrumentals. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like this song needs someone on here. Maybe even if you teamed up with someone in today's episode, like if you went and you got Schlau Frisbee to sing on this, it might go crazy. Because it needs some singing on here for sure. But let's keep listening. Solid work. I mean, like, so like as my goal for this show, I always try to like offer advice on like how you would get this to a bigger audience. And there's like there's millions of ways to do it. So my advice is never like the advice. But when I hear this song, it makes me think of like TV show intro vibes. Like Friends or The Big Bang Theory or How I Met Your Mother. How I Met Your Mother is probably the best example, because How I Met Your Mother has a song that's like pretty much only attached to that show, versus Friends, where they took like another popular song. I could see this being the intro song to like a quirky NBC comedy starring John Krasinski. That's the vibe that it gives off. If that's the lane that you want to go in, then it doesn't need lyrics, right? It just needs to get into the right hands. It just needs to get into the right people who will understand and respect what you're trying to do with it. But if you're not trying to go that route, then maybe TikTok. And this would be like a trend where it's like people post themselves baking cake with a song in the background or some shit. The third option is you get a lyricist to fill out the energy of this album. And you put together a project with this type of production, this singer. I would probably try to find a female singer. I think that they would enhance this song beautifully. I'm not trying to be sexist. I'm just trying to think about from like a producer standpoint, like how I would approach the song. I would get a female on it. I would write some cool rom-com-y type lyrics, and then I would send it to some labels and see what happens. Those are the 3 routes that you could take with this song. In its current state, there's only 2. The last state, you got to find someone to make that happen. But the first 2, you can sell this song or put the song into the TikTok library, start making trendy videos for it. People do that. But initially, it was like, no, this is like TV show intro. This is like quirky rom-com. I just found the girl at the end of the movie song. This is me and my bro TV show, 2 broke girls intro. You know what I'm saying? Like, definitely a CBS show kind of beat. I think that's the vibe it gives me. And I think that if you were to somehow be able to get this in the hands of a music supervisor or even like a producer or even like someone who's working on a TV show, like a pilot, this song could fit in there, man. It has that kind of vibe. Solid work all around. Like, you definitely have some talent. That's just those are the routes that I presented to you and how I would go about taking them. So those are things to consider. Do you have social media? No, you didn't post your social media. That's fine. Well, let's go ahead and keep moving. That's perfectly fine. What is up, Cuzzo? I see you. Really big vibes in the building. Let's go. Sorry, I'm looking at shit here. Okay, let's keep moving. Up next is Pocket So Small by Squeegee. I don't know how to say your name, bro. SQUI_G. Squeegee? That sounds right. I'm just gonna call you Squeegee. This is Squeegee. If I'm wrong, please let me know. This is the heat check, and the song's called Pockets So Small. Whoa.
Squig.
It's time for me. I've been feeling hard, I've been turning up the grades. Careful where you walk, got Valencia on my feet. I don't wanna talk, this is not no meet and greet. I don't wanna do this anymore, wanna have it all. I don't wanna fall in all this money, make me wanna go. Talk to me nice, oh no baby, just don't talk at all. I've been feeling big, but my pocket's feeling real small. I say nothing in my songs, I say nothing's ever wrong. I say I've been feeling great, and then I'm just getting on. I say I don't think that I can think of anything beyond what's in front of me, reality. Creative, not so strong, creative, not so weak. I've been feeling like a geek.
Okay, it's been a minute. To answer your question, really big vibes. I've been trying to get into doing more game streams. I need to start streaming live in general more often. I've been thinking about trying to stream at least like 3 times a week. One would be like a game stream where I play some video games, and another stream is just where I talk about current states of the world, current events, stuff like that. I've really been thinking about trying to do that. It's just a matter of falling into a pattern. Like with the heat check, I've managed to like carve out time for this every Monday for 2 hours, pretty much consistently. We're on episode 30, almost episode 29. And it's one of those things where it's like it's now just in my mythos of my life to expect to be here every Monday. Although I think 2 Mondays from now I won't be here because I have a meeting. But for the most part, we're here. And so I have to like figure out a day of the week that I can like set aside more time. And I'm currently taking on too much shit right now. Like, I'm working on all these projects. I'm about to start doing shows again down the street. I'm about to fucking drop a movie. I'm like out here, I'm running around too much. That's the thing. So I really do want to start streaming more. I'm really like trying to like stream at least 3 times a week because people have been asking for it, but I just literally just don't. And it comes down to discipline. The heat check is probably the most disciplined I've been this year, if I'm being real about it. I gotta be better about that. Anyways, back to Pocket So Small, squeegee over here. The thing that had me making faces when y'all were seeing me like twitch my eye and stuff was the distorted bass. Because with the distorted bass, like you have to be really careful on how you mix that. Because if you don't mix it right, it's gonna sound like fucking shit at some points. And this song is kind of an example to like there's certain points where the bass, because it was already distorted to begin with, when you add other stuff onto it and it hits certain stuff, it's just clipping out of control and it makes my ears hurt. With that said, I do like the production. I just think that bass needs to come down. The bass needs to come down. I'm not a fan of distorted basses on songs. I think this is like a sound, like a sign of, like I understand that it's like a creative thing, especially like nowadays with modern hip hop. Like distorted bass is like the shit for amongst these kids. They love distorted 808s and distorted basses. That shit drives me crazy. Because it feels like you're just not mixing your song right. And I know that it's an aesthetic choice, so it's not necessarily the case. But it's like, man, like, it takes me out so much when I hear those vocals clip against the fucking bass like that. It just takes me out. Other kids love that shit, but I don't. And so that's like my first thing of advice is like maybe turn down the distortion of the bass just a little bit so we're not clipping out our vocals at certain points, at certain peaks. Overall, the production's fine. Lyrically, it's not like blowing my mind, but we're gonna listen to a little bit more. The song's only 1:30, so listen to the whole thing.
Sounds a little tweak, live my life just like a freak. It's not for me. I've been feeling hot, I've been turning up degrees. Careful where you walk, got Balenci on my feet. I don't wanna talk, this is not no meet and greet. I don't wanna do this anymore, I wanna have it all. I don't wanna fold it, all this money make me wanna go. Talk to me nice, hold on baby, just don't talk at all. I've been feeling big, but my pocket's feeling real small.
Yeah, I would like the song a lot more if it didn't have the distorted bass on it. I think that vocally you're fine. I think your vocals are fine. Your lyrics are all right. The production's not bad. Like overall, the beat's not bad. It's just that's the distorted bass is clipping at certain points to the point where it's like almost like not listenable at certain parts of the song. If this was just instrumental and you weren't putting your vocals on top of it, I'd probably like it a little bit more. But because it's not, it comes off a little bit jarring. That's the best way to put it. Let me take a look at your social medias real quick and give you a quick audit. See what we're feeling about Squeegee over here. You only have 7 posts on your page, bro. And maybe this is a trend where people don't like they archive all their posts, but I don't understand why people don't have more posts on their pages nowadays. Yeah, I don't know. There's not really much on here for me to say. I would just say keep posting, keep putting out music, keep trying, keep experimenting with new sounds. I like the experimentation. I think that the beat has a vibe to it. I think you're creating a good job of creating a vibe. I'm just thinking about like the thing that takes me out is that goddamn distorted bass. It's like literally clipping in these headphones where it's like, it sounds like a fart in my ear. That's wild. And I don't like people farting in my ear. So anyways, we'll keep moving. Up next is Love Hard by Lil Trey. It says that I reviewed your song last episode and I accepted your critique. I wanted to show you that there's some diversity to my catalog sound-wise. Dope. That's sick. Let's do it. This is Love Hard by Lil Trey. Oh, it's an Apple Music link, though. Ooh, what's the problem? 1 second. 1 second, family. Because I don't have Apple Music. And I forgot to turn that off. So, are you on Spotify? You should be. Gotta take a quick second to find y'all shit. Oh, yeah, don't send Apple Music links because I don't have Apple Music. So here we go. Found it on Spotify. Bow. Bow. Pow. Pow. Ping. This is Love Hard by Lil Trey.
Know you love hard, but that don't mean you love wrong. We ain't been talking, do that mean the love gone? Pretty bitch, tell me just stick to the love song. Know when you see me, you gon' put that mug on. You gon' pretend that I'm dead, or I drop a new song, played it once, now it's stuck in your head. Think about every little thing that I said, but it's hard just think cause you eating on meds, I read. Every little thing on your mind, you tell me you focus, girl, get on your grind. I've been seeing you winning, I think it's a sign I'm tripping. Why I think you should be mine. I'm living, let's have a wonderful time. I can give you the world, quit doing these crimes. No, I'm fucking rough, but I love when you whine. Tell her bring that ass here, I attack from behind. I've been trying to go like the 4th of July. It's the end of the night, I ain't trying to say goodbye. I just look in your eye and this pressure apply. We don't go to the bed and let's go to the sky. We don't go to the bed and let's go to the sun. I'm trying to fly high and just shine, so I'm done. That's a beam on his head, he can't do shit but run. It was all just a game, then it stopped being fun. Know you love hard, but it don't mean you love wrong. We ain't been talking, do that mean the love gone? Pretty bitch, tell me just stick to the love song. Know when you see me, you gon' put that mug on. He getting mad, I think all of his drugs gone. He started thinking how all of his thugs gone. Bro got the switches, get all the buzz gone. Bro got the switch, I said nigga sit down. He said niggas been playing, let's get them from round. But the shit from the flow and it grew out the ground. But on you and the casket ain't gon' be no sound. Nigga just go outside and start screaming so loud. Bro, I'm talking about something, he forming the crowd. I remember you down, now you making me proud. You right next to the sun, nigga up in the clouds.
And then just stops. Okay. Okay, so I don't think that beat was the right beat for you. I'll start there. Because I think the beat was a little bit too soft for what you were saying on the track. I think that we could have had like some sharper snares, some harder kicks. The beat felt very like soft compared to what you were talking about on the track. And like your flow. And in the flow, I think you still need, well, let me preface this because I think that modern hip hop, and I'm talking about like since COVID basically, we've seen the trend of people rapping ahead of the beat. And I just watched a video. It was Little Dicky's podcast that he does with Benny, whatever that dude's name is. I can't think of his name right now. And he was talking about how when he records, he used to actually, I don't remember what he said. I think he said that he used to rap behind the beat and then nudge it so that it was on. So like he would have his flow like land a little bit behind the snares, a little bit behind the kicks, and then he would nudge it forward to lock it in. But nowadays, a lot of rappers are rapping ahead of the beat. Benny Blanco, thank you. Rapping ahead of the beat nowadays. You look at like Blueface and like a lot of West Coast rappers, they're rapping ahead of the beat. And that's a trend to actually do that, to rap ahead of the beat. And for me being 42 years old and old as fuck, coming from like, you know, raised on Nas and Jay-Z and Eminem and shit, where technical flow on the beat is extremely important, that's kind of off-putting for me. But I feel like that, like I said, it's just not, it's kind of like not, I'm just not for me, right? In a sense that like, because of the fact that they as artists chose to rap that way, there's an audience for that. And there's a whole trend around it. Big Vibe said it in the comments, like low-key running from the beat. That's kind of what he's doing a little bit. It's like the beat didn't matter on this song. And that's like, even when I started this, I was like, we could probably pick a better beat. Because here's the thing, like, if you're gonna choose to like not rely on your flow to get the rhythm going with your audience, then the beat needs to be smacking. The beat needs to be out of control. That's why a lot of these like Detroit rappers, West Coast rappers, these Bluefaces, etc., so forth, they have some smacking production. Like the beat hits hard because they're locked in on the beat, right? So with this particular song, I feel like the production's too soft. We need a harder beat. And even if it's just going back and replacing some of the drums, because even when I play this real quick, hold on.
They're just kicking the spot, touching shit, looking around, trying to see what we got. I'm thinking I'm finna rap.
Like, this sounds like a beat that Drake would rap over. It sounds like a Drake beat. It sounds like Drake Scorpion Diss 2 type beat. And I feel like you should be rapping over something more aggressive. Even though this is supposed to be kind of like a love song and you're trying to do like the love thing, I think that we need to have like a little bit more aggression in the beat, in the production. And I feel like as far as the rapping ahead of the beat thing, that's going to be what it's going to be. I'm not going to tell you to step your flow up because you have a flow. The flow is there. You're making a creative choice to rap that way. So I'm not going to even like really touch that too much. It's just a matter of like, if you're going to choose to rap that way, look at how other people are doing it and see how they're approaching it. Because there's a couple of parts, there's another caveat to what I'm saying, in the sense that, because there's a part in the song where you slip off of your flow. Maybe I can play it real quick.
Dope in my left and the right, a brand new stolen gun. Nigga be thinking it's fun. Hate I can't make a mistake, gotta go get it done. Life really used to be simple. Been play the game on my mind, tryna fuck up my mental. Give me that mouth, no dental. I know that little bitch ain't mind having fun with a rental. Pretty and pink, baby, speak what you think. Yeah, I had one drink, but I want 2 drinks. Yeah, my name is Lil Trey, but I swear I won't shrink. Heard her whistling at the ball. Run the play, I won't blink. Pretty sedated, cute face, big titties. You telling me, Poppy, that shit ain't no biggie. I told her my story, it feel like she give me, but then it turned out that you wasn't never with me. Bitches went against the pipe.
That the flow is good. It's trendy. Lyrics are all right. I just think that the production could be stronger. Like I said, I feel like I understand what you were trying to do, because you said in your description when you sent me the song that you wanted to show me your diversity and like your range, and this does a good job. I honestly don't remember what the last song you submitted was, so I don't have anything to compare it to. I guess I could look real quick, but I feel like you can rap. The flow is there. The concept is there. The lyrics are there. I just think the production is just a little bit soft. And that might be intended, right? Because the song's called Love Hard, so maybe you heard this and you thought, well, I'm gonna do some kind of type of like some love shit. But you're not staying on topic. Oh, you responded. You said, I ain't gonna lie, I just can't box myself in. I'm from South, and I don't want just every song to be like knocking club song. That's fair. No, that's completely fair. I think that with that in mind, though, how do you source your beats? Like, how do you find your production? Are you making your own production, or are you like, do you have a producer you work with, or are you just shopping for beats randomly? Because that's a lot of it too, right? Like, and this is something that I've noticed recently with like the new generation of rap, because of how people acquire their production, right? Because if you think about like back in the day, motherfuckers would be like, yo, I found this record at Zia and it had this cool sample on it. I'm gonna give this to a producer and they're gonna chop it up, put it on a beat, right? And that's how you got like a lot of like Jay Dilla style beats and like a lot of things like that. But then at a certain point in time, like I think production became like not as important than the person rapping on the song. I think that what you probably could benefit from is having an in-house producer that's able to curate a sound for you in the moment. Because like I said, I don't know where you got this beat from. Like, did you make this beat yourself, or if like someone else produced it for you? Do you have a producer to work with? Do you have someone that's like helping you like really curate your sound and like kind of find your voice over the right production? Because that's like kind of things that like a lot of newer rappers don't really think about. Back in the day, I keep saying fucking back in the day like I'm old as shit, but back in the day, you really had a relationship between the producer and the rapper. And this is important because if you found the right producer, that producer was able to create sounds that really showcase the talent set of the rapper. This beat doesn't do you any justice. I think this, like I said, I think this production is like really weak for you. Because I think that you are a more intense rapper and you are more aggressive and you do have like a more modern flow. And so your production should match that a little bit. And really what that comes down to is probably just finding the right person or the right producer, or even let's say the right sound to really showcase and bring that out. And a lot of that's trial and error. I don't know how old you are. I feel like you're younger. I'm totally just guessing, but you're probably like in your 20s, maybe even younger than that. And so you have plenty of time to do this. And this is what kind of separates the greats from like the regulars, is that like the artist who's able to find that sound and then curate it and then build upon it over and over again, those are the ones that tend to like really carve out the lanes. You said yourself you want to bring fans into your world, but I don't think you even know what your world looks like musically. Personally, you probably have it all figured out. I'm saying, like, you got your people, you got your family, you got your friends, but do you know how to convey that into a musical representation of your soul? That takes time and effort. That's not something that is easy to find either. Like, even for me personally, if you go listen to my music 20 years ago versus the music I'm making now, there's a vast difference, because 20 years ago I was chasing something. Now I'm just expressing myself in the most genuine way that's real to me. You know what I'm saying? And the biggest thing to that is finding yourself a house producer, finding yourself a producer that's willing to carve a sound around your voice, spend time with you in the studio, really just try to bring out the best of you over the production. Because if I'm being real about it, this beat sounds like a YouTube beat that you just pull off the internet and rapped over. It might not be, but I think that's like the weakest part of the song is the production. So consider that. Keep going. So I think that you have potential to really do what you want to do, which is to bring fans into your world. But you really have to take a second to figure out, what does my world actually look and sound and feel like to others? And how do I want that world to be shared with others? The beat is always kind of like the first thing. Because here's the thing. And this what I'm about to say might blow your mind. I almost feel like this song would sound better as a cappella. Like if you took the beat off entirely and just rap with a cappella. Because you're spitting on here. I think it would actually be better than its current state. That's how much I don't like the beat. So let's figure that out. Let's find a way to like find producers. I mean, there's people in this chat that might be down to work with you on some shit. But that's where I would think the biggest hurdle of your music is finding a sound that's unique to you, that really enhances what you have to offer. And I think you have plenty to offer. I think you're talented. It's just a matter of finding that. So I implore you to go search for it, and I hope that journey is wonderful for you. If you need some beats, you can go check out my beat store right now. There's a link in the description. Just go to starstruckmultimedia.com/beats. There are like 10 beats that I make. I make a beat every day, almost every day. I don't put it up, but I've been making beats every single day since I was like fucking 19 years old. So I have some range, but check them out. And if there's something that you really like in there, maybe I'll give it to you for free. Maybe. Really, the kind of depends. But hit me up though. Hit me up. All right, let's keep moving. So time check, 7:38. We're closing up the heat check submissions at 8 o'clock. So if you're not submitted by 8, then you are not getting your music listened to tonight, and you'll have to wait until next week. Up next is Naivus by a heat check veteran. Motherfucking traveled through the nebula. He's submitted to almost every single episode of Heat Check. He's one of my favorite people in the Heat Check. Shout out to him in Norway, holding it down. We were just chatting last week about getting his publishing up. I fuck with Travel Through the Nebula a lot. He said he can't drop by tonight. I was wondering, because I didn't see him in the comments tonight. But he'll sure to check in tomorrow. Here's one of his most played songs. A soundtrack cover from the game Factorio, named after the planet you crash on and have to survive. Comments. Really Vibe says, you high key want to make a song but don't know how to make songs. So when I first started rapping, I actually used to just do covers of other artists. And this is how I learned how to write. So for example, Eminem, who's one of my favorite artists of all time, top 5 for me personally, in hip hop. I used to listen to the Marshall Mathers LP, and I would take his song Who Knew or The Way I Am, and I would take his flow and I would rewrite my own lyrics into his flow. And one of the songs that actually kind of like really broke through for me on this was "Say Goodbye to Hollywood" by Eminem. And that's because in that song, like he has like this super complicated flow. But never thinking, figured out I did, and just nothing out with Kim, and just something not to do with some things at once. Find myself laying on my knees and dust. Couldn't it be the reason enough for me to get myself and just leave? How couldn't see myself and just me? Like his flow structure on there, I would go and like write my version into that flow, which forced me to learn structure. So then I would go and try to like rap over that beat with the same structure, and I realized like, okay, this word's not gonna fit in here, it's too big, or no, this word's too small, oh, the pacing's off, I have to work on that. And so that's actually like how I learned to like write songs and like write flows, was like just rewriting other people's songs and like they're related to me. But then getting a DAW, so like FL Studio, and just fucking around in there really was like probably like the most important thing that's happened to me musically in my career, was discovering FL Studio. And what's funny about this is that when I first started making music, I had a homie, because I'm old, he had FL Studio 1, like the first one. And at the time I was making most of my beats like literally like on a Roland MC 709, I think it is. I was hammering out my beats on there. I was recording them live onto a CD. Like a actual fucking CD burner. I actually have the CD burner up here. Actual fucking CD burner, like live. And then I would take that CD, put it in the other one, play that beat, and then I would rap over that beat live onto a new CD. And that's how I made all my shit. Terrible process, by the way. Don't do this. This is fucking terrible way to record music. My homie was like, yo, check out FL Studio. I'm like, what the hell's FL Studio? He's like, let me show you. So he brought it up. He started putting all the drums on in the order, and then he laid down some vocals. And I'm like, holy fucking shit, bro. This is crazy, because he was able to just make a beat in like 10 minutes and then rap on it and then like had it recorded. And that just completely blew my mind at the time. I think that was like 17, 18 when that came out. And even then, I was still stubborn because I didn't want to pay for it. I was like, I don't want to fucking pay for this shit. And to be honest, if I'm being real about it, I still have not paid for FL Studio. I always torrent it and steal it off the internet. I have the newest FL Studio on here right now. I stole that shit. I fucking stole that shit on the internet. Shh. So I've never paid for a DAW. But once I got FL Studio and I could throw in samples and throw in all kinds of stuff and just play around with stuff, that's when you start to like really start to discover your style and your structure and like how you want to approach songs. Because that's really what it's about when it comes to making music. Is like, I think the misconception is that we have to follow formats, right? Like chorus, verse, hook, chorus, verse, hook, bridge. That's a song. Or you could just be putting some noise on the fucking thing with some beats and you just sing over it, right? The more abstract, the better, especially nowadays where everybody's so formulaic. So I guess after that long rant, if you really want to learn how to make songs, I would say literally like get yourself, is there a free DAW that people could just download and make beats on? I know I'm killing a lot of time here. Sorry guys, but I'm conversating. Free DAW. BandLab. I never used BandLab before. Or GarageBand. Or Cakewalk are all free. So literally I would just download that shit and then just fucking just mess around with like sounds. It's just a lot of this making music shit is trial and error and just being confident that what you're making sounds dope to you and then hoping everybody else likes that shit. That's what it is for me anyways. Cool. Let's keep moving though, because I'm gonna listen to this new song, or sorry, this cover by my boy Travel Through the Nebula from Norway. It's called Novice. By the way, there are 15 minutes left before we kill submissions. So if you're hesitant to submit, you're like, I don't know, he's gonna tear me up, maybe. But you won't know until you fucking submit. So go do that shit. And this is Novice by Travel Through the Nebula. This is a cover, by the way. He be doing dope covers. Yes, Reaper is dope too. I see you. Nope. Also, another misconception. Sorry, I keep thinking about you wanting to make music. Equipment. Now, I think 15, 20 years ago, like just even having the equipment to make music was really difficult. But shit, nowadays you can make a whole ass song on your phone. FL Studio Mobile. There's recording apps on here. There's beat making apps on here. There's even apps that help you do mixing on here, to where you can make a whole ass song on your phone nowadays. If you had told me that 10 years ago, I'd be like, I would have been mind blown. But now you can do that. I know people who do that, who just make music on their phone. So like the bar entry is much lower. And I haven't even talked about AI. You could throw some AI in there and help you along the way too. But don't do that, because a lot of it is really just about expressing yourself in the most honest way possible. Yeah, I mean, if you're already live streaming, then you already have most of the equipment. You have a mic. That's like probably like one of the most expensive things that you got to worry about is having a decent microphone. This microphone I got from a pawn shop. This is a Rode NTA -1. Just the -1. -A. NT1-A. And solid mic. I think I got this shit for like $80. But that's the thing, because that could like, I really think it's about simplifying it, because I know people who are like plugin fiends, and they have all the fancy stuff and they got all the gear, and they don't be making enough music for all that gear you be buying. For me, and just me, because I'm just gonna talk about me. All I need is a motherfucking laptop, FL Studio, and a microphone. That's all I need to make something. From there, I can pull resources from the internet. I got a whole case of my dad's vinyl over here that I'll go through. Like my mom gave me like literally like 300 records from my father that I haven't even gone through all of them yet. But I have a whole thing of records over here I can sample from. I got a turntable over here I can sample from. Recording software. You can record in FL Studio. You can record in all of them, honestly. I recommend FL Studio for like beginners, because it's probably the easiest to use. If you're just trying to straight record stuff, even like Audacity or Adobe Audition will get you through. I would throw you into the Pro Tools fire, but Pro Tools is like literally like, I don't even fucking use Pro Tools, because it's like, I wouldn't say it's complicated. It's just that like, for me, it's about ease. If I have an idea like in my head, I want to be able to sit down here and get the song out in some kind of format as simply as possible. And then from there, we go back and redo it. Like even right now, this album that I'm working on, that I've been working on for like the last like 6 or 7 months now, since January, I've been working on. All the songs are done. I actually recorded most of the songs like fucking like months ago. But when I'm going back, I'm polishing. I'm changing drums out. I'm maybe replacing a synth. Maybe we're retaking the vocals and like making sure that it sounds the way I want it to. There's just a lot of finessing. And that's like kind of what most of the process is just kind of like finessing it and making it sound good to where you like it. And then you share it and hope everybody else fucking likes it. If you're trying to make beats, you should definitely hop on FL Studio. I think FL Studio is probably the easiest access entry. Hell, even if you want, hit me up. I can give you a whole ass fucking drum kit. I just was going through my Google Drive today and I forgot that I have my fucking drum kit in Google Drive, just chilling. I have like thousands of drums and samples that I can kick you right now. Just send me a message on, make sure actually what I'm saying is true here. Send me a message on Instagram, and I'll literally send you a link to my drum kit called Desire Drums. I'm actually thinking about putting this drum kit up for sale on my website, because it's that. Well, first of all, if I do that, it's gonna be like 4 or 5 different volumes because this is vast. Just to give you an example, because I like killing time. Here is the drum kit that I'm talking about, the Zyre drums. And in here, I literally have 50 drum kits. And if you look at these drum kits, there's just like random drum sounds in here. What's D2 Wave? I don't even know what this is. What is this? I think it's literally just like a snare. Oh, yeah, snare. So I literally have like mad drums. Like mad drums. I got you. I'll send you a link to the Desire drum kit. And as you can see, I got drum kits, 808s, 909s, bass drums, claps, congas, cowbells, the thing about this, I don't even fucking use this kit anymore. This is an old ass kit. This kit is probably like, so the story behind this kit was that my best friend Tyler gave it to me in 2015. And I used this to make most of my beats between 2015 and 2020. And then 2020, I might need to switch it up. Yeah, and it's drag and drop. So there's 2 ways you can do it. Like once you download this folder, you can ask FL Studio to find it, and then it'll have everything in there. Or you can drag and drop into the thing. Anyways, I'm going too much on a tangent. People are waiting to get their music heard. Let me keep listening to this song. So, when it comes to Travel Through the Nebula and his music, he's not even in here today, but I absolutely love like most of his production because he just creates these amazingly like rich and diverse soundscapes. That song you just heard right now is like even like a small example of what he's capable of. I was actually able to suggest it to him that he create a 24/7 radio station to where because he makes like most of his songs are like 10 minutes long and like they're like these epic ass adventures. So I told him to make a channel. Let's see if we can bring it up real quick and give him some little bit of love here. I told him to make a channel for his music. And so if you go to Travel Through the Nebula and go to his page, you will see, bring this up real quick so you can see what I'm talking about. He has a 24/7 radio station where he just plays his music nonstop. So like this is his channel right here. He started this a long time ago. He started the stream in March. He has not stopped this stream, which is actually kind of fucking impressive. He's been streaming his music nonstop since March 18th, 2026. Even though this doesn't seem to be playing anything right now. Is he out of music? Nope, he's not. So, and like all of his music is like space anthem, like movie soundtrack vibes. Like he's super dope. One of my favorite people to submit on the Heat Check in general. And we've chatted a little bit outside the Heat Check, and like he's good people, man. He's out in Norway too, so now it gives me a reason to like go do shows in Norway because I got at least one fan that'll pull up. And yeah, fuck with Travel Through the Nebula. If you like lo-fi music or like music to like play in the background while you're working, go check out his channel and go subscribe to that shit. Because I was the one to encourage him to do that shit. And he only has 24 subscribers, so fucking go subscribe to him. Bet. We're closing submissions in 5 minutes, so let's go ahead and get through this real quick so I can go get me some weed and smoke that shit. Up next is Blue Collars by Charles Conway. Middle finger to the manosphere. Let's go. You were watching the Heat Check Live with your boy Jaron Ikner. We're here every Monday, 6 p.m. California time. And you can submit to Nero.fan/Jaron Ikner that morning. Typically is how I do that shit. This is Blue Collar by Charles Conway. Whoa. See, this is distorted bass that I like. I like this distorted bass. It sounds sick.
Boys barking like the alphas of the pack. Big C slinging lumber, your girl order another stack. She want the Birkin, but all she ever got was a douchebag. Fuck you in your Cybertruck, this rusty Chevy with a cab. Dad blowing marble lows with windows up, I caught a drag. I thought we told y'all motherfuckers only real shit lasts. I guess that's where we at, we sample samples of the tracks. I'm on a runaway train, never going back. Relocating from the dub to put Detroit up on my back. Hey, shout out Eminem, but we need that till I collapse. Guess I'ma fill the gap. Job site? Oh, hell no. Nah, I ain't gonna do that, but you could bet your ass motherfucker put the battery in my backpack when the only diamonds that I saw had saw blades attached. So save me a seat at the table or I'll saw that bitch in half and watch you bitches starve while my dogs get the scraps.
This is pretty hard so far, dude. I actually like this. I think the thing I like the most about it so far is the energy. And like how you're rapping, like it feels very aggressive, and I like that shit. It matches the tone of the beat with the distorted bass line that you got, the distorted synthesizer on there. The lyrics aren't like crazy, like you're not like rapping the fucking Declaration of Independence on the track. They're kind of basic on the raps, but the energy and the intention and how you're approaching the flow, super dope. I think the vocals are a little forward right now, in the sense that we could probably like pull them back a little bit so they're a little bit more glued in with the beat, and then maybe cut your low end just like the slightest amount, like literally just like if your low end frequency is, if you're not using your EQ and pulling your low end frequency over to like cut out all the mud, you could probably afford to just take a little low end filter, high pass filter, sorry, and just like literally just like bring it down like a couple decibels around 90 to 100 hertz. That's going to take away a little bit of the bass in your voice that I find a little bit distracting. Just a little bit. Otherwise, this is dope though.
Good boy. See, I was raised by dogs with blue collars, double shift, Great Danes, pit.
But right now, your vocals are too loud. They're definitely way too loud, and I would like it to be more integrated with the beat to where I can hear the beat more, because the beat's sick. I actually like the beat quite a bit, but once you start rapping, the beat kind of falls to the background. And now I know on these fucking shows, every fucking episode I talk about how your voice should be the star of the show and your voice should be like the king of the mix, etc., so forth. And this is still true, but I feel like in this case your voice is just so loud that it takes away some of the energy from the production, and we don't want that. We want them to feel we want them to both feel important, is how I'm gonna say that.
Bulls and Rottweilers, red-blooded Labradors that know how to hunt down dollars. Bull Mastiffs still clocking in shifts because they gotta splash a color on some fabric and call yourself a designer. While we down here doing the real work, you don't wanna. You know who I'm talking to. You. Let's cut the bullshit.
Sorry, I just saw Really Big Vibes comment about how he wants to buy a FL Studio this weekend. And I'll tell you what, man, if you know how to use torrents, go sail the high seas. If you don't know how to use torrents, and what I'm saying to you is completely foreign, ignore what I just said and go buy it. But if you're familiar with using torrents and like how to check for a good torrent, use torrents. Steal that shit, because especially with FL Studio, because I think they actually even switched to the subscription version. I feel like I might even know. I'd say I haven't bought FL Studio, so I wouldn't fucking know. But I'm pretty sure they, with their recent versions, it's like subscription based now, to where you got to pay like a yearly fee or monthly fee. I might be wrong about that. If I'm wrong, please tell me. But the point is that you can get this shit for free online at Pirate Bay. If you go do that, you can get that shit for free. Especially if you're new to this, like I don't want you to go drop $300 on FL Studio and then be like, oh, I don't want to fucking do this anymore, and you just waste $300. Go learn how to use torrents. Get FL Studio. I think 26 is what's out right now, completely for free. There really isn't any downside to it unless you download a fucked up torrent that's gonna like steal all your data. So don't do that. Otherwise, steal that shit. Steal that shit. I can even give you a tutorial on how to get that shit for free. Hit me up. We talk about it. Anyways, back to this banger.
I see your mouth moving, all I hear is arf, 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 arf. Ain't even housebroken, they be fighting in the park. While we lay the sidewalks, they strolling after dark. Call this K9, K through 12, sticking to what I do well. Can't give a fuck, I get a million plays, or I only get 2 sales. A motherfucker got so much iron in the fire. Stan Lee would've marveled, probably higher as a writer. They say this thing got some legs, like man's a fucking spider. Oh my god, he's like Omar Little meets Through the Wire.
Okay, I'm gonna listen to that. I like the energy of the song. I like the way you're rapping on it. I got closed submissions. Hurry, submissions are closed. So in case you wanted to fucking submit, you missed out. Now you can't anymore until next week. Anyways, so no, I like this dude's energy. I like his voice. That he knows how to like get into the pocket of the beat and like make that work. I think some of the lyrics are kind of weak. Like he was barking like a dog at one point. That's kind of weird. But I think that Charles Conway in general has some potential. There's a spark here. Looking at some of his images and listening to how he's rapping and listening to his production, there's a lane for him. Like kind of like Token kind of vibes. I say that because he's white. Call me racist if you want to. It's fine. But probably the audience with the right approach. With this song in particular, he needs a video. I think this song is good enough to act as an introduction to his world. I want to say, so he only has 2 songs out. Let's listen to this other one real quick. I'm curious. Let's listen real quick.
Always one person working when the job is done. They must be out their mind. I caught a glimpse of the boss's check, and there's so many numbers I can't even count that high. Start to wonder why he got me.
Sorry guys, I bumped my camera, so that's why I'm not on screen anymore. Because my camera's tripping. Give me a second and I'll get my beautiful face back up here for you guys to see in all of its glory. If this looks to read. Maybe not. Rest of the show. Here we go. There we go. Fuck. All right. Fine. I need to get a soundboard. Fine. That's what I need. Anyways, we were listening to his other song.
Me out here sweating these dimes. And look at me, I'm out here again working overtime.
Bet. That's actually all I already even listened to. Because I feel like we're gonna talk about the white rapper lane a little bit. Because the white rapper lane is a very interesting one because there's so many choices that you can take, right? So when it comes to the white rapper lane, there's like, I like to say like the main categories are like, you want to be black, or you want to be quirky, or like maybe like reggae, or like poppy, or like kind of lane. Or you want to be like abstract or even like niche, right? So like in the niche and abstract lane, that's where you put in like ICP, right? Like that's where like they have like a whole world around their music. Their music tends to be like a little bit darker and like kind of like psycho rap, you know, twisted, all that shit. That's not this dude. The other two lanes, the I want to be authentic black hip hop, and then there's the pop lane, like the reggae pop music lane. This guy is straddling both of those lanes with the two songs that he presented. The first song is more like, yo, listen to me for my bars and my ability to rap and over cool hard beats. That's a hard lane for a white rapper. It really and truly is. Like, in order for you to really captivate on that lane, you gotta be like on point as fuck. Like, Eminem is obviously the best example because he's been on point as fuck for most of his career. Even when he's not on point, he's still like doing it better than most people. And to be honest, there's not like a lot of white rappers who excel in the bar 'em up, look at me rap over cool beats lane, right? I said Token because he was the first that came to mind. But honestly, like, there's plenty of examples of white rappers who do that, but like do it at an exceptional level. There's only a few. Now the other lane, this is the lane that's like more like Swayze or like 21 Pilots or Macklemore, right? This lane is a lot wider. Like, you can go make a reggae song and then go make a song about weed and then make a song about your girl, and it will all be under the same umbrella, right? But it's about understanding your fan base and your audience in that, right? Because those people who listen to that kind of music usually do not listen to the hardcore bar 'em up type raps. They really and truly don't. Like, they don't care about your ability to rap fast. They don't care about your ability to rhyme squirrel with world and girl. They don't care about that shit. They just want to feel good with the music, right? And so it's interesting because I bring it up with the two songs I listened to from Charles Conway. The first song definitely falls into the listen to me rap well category. Like, I'm a rapper. This song, Overtime, is probably your better, stronger song because it's going to reach a wider audience. It's going to reach a crowd. You could play this at festivals. You might have girls showing off the titties to the song like that. This song is probably going to take you further than the other song by design. So you have to ask yourself, what do I really want out of this song or out of my career as an artist? Like, do I want to reach new heights with my music and like challenge myself lyrically to be like this dope rapper? Or do I want to do something a little bit more lighthearted that's going to probably make me more money and give me more opportunities? That's a balance that you really have to figure out on your own, G. But I'm not mad at either one of these songs. I think that you have potential. I just think that you need a little bit of work on the mix. And I think that you might need to just focus on your branding and what you really want to do as artists. Bet. Let's keep moving. We got 4 songs left. Up next is Primal by Heaven's Son. Let's get it. You're listening to Heat Check Live. Let's go.
Doing me for this, doing me for this, doing me for this, this for this, for this, for this,
Beat sick.
Heaven never really come through when you're on the other side. So addicted to serving the fix and save my life. Keep the pen pressing out the curse through the script. Seek more, find less, move with muse. Listen to the soul scriptures. Write yourself a ticket, hear the calls of the angels. Hear the real comes through. Doesn't really matter, it's all a cycle. Doesn't really matter, and cycle.
Okay, so the beat is actually fire. The beat is by far, probably like, this is actually probably my favorite beat of the night. It has that Kavinsky night call vibe to it. I fuck with the beat. However, once you started rapping and singing, it kind of took me out. Your voice is too weak. I think that you like, I feel like with a beat like this and like the way that was bringing me in, I needed some like super dynamic vocals. Like Sam Smith on that song Hatch type vocals. Like, there's some vocals that like smack me in the fucking face. Cause that's what this beat's asking for. Cause the beat's like very driving. It's like doom 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 doom. Like sound like I can see myself in the whip. You know what I'm saying? But I need the vocals to hit on the same energy as the beat does. And the vocals are coming in hella weak compared to the beat.
Figure out what you really wanted, but it's not what you needed. Just give it to you, take two. Fallen, forgotten, broken down in pieces. Keep it moving like kinesis. Man-made matter moved by hive minds. Hug one, touch grass, look up, see sky. I'm in the clouds. I can't come down 'cause
I love this beat, but I just don't like the flow and the vocals. I wish the vocals were a little bit harder. Thoughts on Kanye and Dolan Tolliver's new video? I haven't seen the full video. I saw like a clip of it this morning or this afternoon on my phone. I'll have to check it out and get back to you on that. Kanye's been wild, so I haven't really been participating much on his behalf. But anyways, let's listen to the last 30 seconds to see some changes.
found something that I can't explain it. I'm trying to run my mouth every time I catch a glimpse of something else I cannot fathom.
So yeah, I think that song, favorite beat of the night, for sure. Definitely my favorite beat of the night. But I think that song is not as good as it could be, in the sense that like I really think that your vocals could be a little bit stronger. I think that your lyrics could be stronger. It's not. There's just something missing in the vocals. The beat, fire. The vocals, I just wish it had something more signature, for one, and then two, something more dynamic to where I'm like wanting to like lock in with the beat. But the delivery is not quite doing it for me on that one. Sorry, I'm trying to order this blunt real quick, multitasking, so I can go to the dispensary and get this fucking blunt real quick. Let me do that real quick, because as soon as it's over, I'm gonna go get me some weed, smoke it. Okay, up next is Voodoo Eyes, new Voodoo Eyes. Song is called No Hobby. It's an exclusive that he's dropping in a week. Lit. Oh, it's downloading for some reason. Oh, because you submitted it to Straight to Nero. Okay, give me a second while that uploads, and I'm gonna keep clicking on this button. That's gonna get me weed. Do that. We're gonna do that, and then we're gonna go. Yeah, but as far as Kanye's video, I'm not gonna try and go on a rant about Kanye, but like his last album, Bully, was extremely disappointing to me. I have a full review on my page, by the way, where I reviewed Bully, and I don't think it's the death rattle of Kanye, but I feel like there's still glimmers of hope in there that I hear when I hear this album, but I don't know. I don't want to talk too much about it because I'm gonna end up ranting about Kanye for the next hour, and I don't want to do that. So let's not. Anyways, is this song done? It is. All right. So this is new Voodoo Eyes called No Hobby. Let's get it.
On the rooftop, they stuck inside the lobby. Y'all gon' need a fucking army just to stop me. They gon' try, but know that they can never copy. Feel like Freezer with this gold all on my body. Know they see us at the top, we keep on shining. Keep that Nina, case them goofies wanna try me. They all cap, I see they flow been getting sloppy. All real raps, I work too hard, this ain't no hobby. Give me the mic so I can talk my shit and make these hits. Put pressure, fuck you thought this is. I will not quit, steady talking like they authentic. They counterfeit, I had to go and put them in a place like a snot-nosed kid. Never stagnant, always taking a risk. I talk what I live, move with purpose, know that they can relate. It is what it is. Different levels, y'all ain't built for this life. Stop playing pretend. Don't want smoke, but I ain't running for shit. Moms ain't raised no bitch, let me talk to him. Since I became a father, yeah, I've been acting different. Way back was finessing, but now I stand on business. I gotta think before I act, cause I've been reckless with it. Even when I be walking on water, you never catch me slipping. They need to stop that, they really ain't bout that. You talking online, but they seen you in person. Like, where was your mouth at? You steady be acting like you with the shits though, but I really doubt that. I might just have to go load up the clip though, and let this shit clap back. I've been on the rooftop, they stuck inside the lobby. Y'all gon' need a fucking army just to stop me. They gon' try, but know that they can never copy. Feel like Freezer with this gold all on my body.
That was dope. I like the production quite a bit. I'm not sure who did the beat, but the production is pretty dope. I like the bars. I like that it kind of have like it's showcasing your ability to rap over boom bap, because I think that most of the music that you've put out over your career is not boom bap. So this is going to subvert expectations a little bit in terms of people expecting you to be rapping over trap beats or rollers. So that's refreshing. I would say that's very refreshing in that sense. The bars are cool. I mean, I don't think there's anything like crazy dope about the bars. Like, you're not like blowing my mind with crazy metaphors or anything like that. This is just like straight up like I'm rapping over a beat. This kind of feels like a cipher. That's kind of how I would put this. Like, if you were to, like, even the beat itself, like, kind of lends itself to a cipher, to where I think someone else would hop on here. If you had, like, if this is like a round robin cipher, it's not a thing. If this is a cipher, this would be a good jump off verse for that cipher. The beat lends towards like barring him up. And like I said, like, me knowing your music and knowing you pretty decently, it's refreshing, because I think that like most of the music that you put out isn't like this, where you're just like barring up on a boom bap beat. So that's super cool that you're expanding your creative tenacity on there. I don't really have anything negative to say about it. It's a little short, but like I also feel like this would work well as like an intro or like an interlude or something like that. It doesn't feel like a full song in that sense. There's not even a chorus on it. So this feels like a free verse that would work well in a certain capacity, right? Like, I don't think you could put this out by itself without something else to like kind of like lead it. Like, typically, like, this kind of reminds me of like, I'm trying to think of the most recent example. Kendrick Lamar, I'm Not Like Us. Is Not Like Us? Is that how that shit started? I think it's Not Like Us, where he had the sample for Squabble Up in the first like minute of the video before we got to the Not Like Us video. That's what I feel about this. Like, this would be a video, an intro track to another bigger track on a song, right? Like, whatever your single was, I would start off the video of the single with a snippet from this song going into the bigger song, because I think by itself it doesn't carry like, oh, this is like a big single energy. This is literally just you barring up. It's kind of like a warm up, a teaser, interlude, skit, not a skit, a break in between other songs. This would work well as a TikTok too. Like, if you like shot a vertical video for this would go well. This is serviceable in the sense that like it does what it needs to do to pique interest in you. I do want more in the sense that like, oh, this is a good palate wetter, and now I want like a main course, is how I would describe this track. You can do a lot with this in that sense, in terms of this like building up hype and building up attention towards your brand and what you're trying to do. I know you got your film coming out here soon, so maybe that's all part of the plan, but that's how I feel about the song. It feels like it's like an interlude. It feels like an appetizer for a bigger thing. By itself, it wouldn't do much for me, in the sense that it's like, I would want to hear this in the scope of a project. I don't think I would listen to it by itself. You know what I'm saying? But like, if I was listening to your album from front to back, I would probably be, there's a hook on it. What was the hook? Let me run it back.
Look, I've been on the rooftop, they stuck inside the lobby. Y'all gon' need a fucking army just to stop me. They They gon' try, but know that they can never copy. Feel like Freezer with the gold all on my body. Know they see us at the top, we keep on shining. Keep that Nina, case them goofies wanna try me. They all cap, I see they flow been getting sloppy. All real raps, I work too hard, this ain't no hobby. Give me the mic so I can talk my shit and make.
So you're saying that first part's a chorus because you say no hobby, that's the name of the song. But there's no distinction in that. So in terms of like the mixing, in the sense that if that was a chorus and we would make it feel like a chorus, we would put more vocals on it, maybe add some instruments, etc. and so forth. And that further lends to the point where like I feel like it's an incomplete song because you don't finish it with a chorus.
Just to stop me.
What do you do? So that means that your verse is actually
for this
pretty
life.
short.
Stop playing pretend. I want smoke, but I ain't running for shit. I ain't raised no bitch, let me talk to him. Since I became a father, yeah, I've been acting different. Way back was finesse about that. They really ain't about that. You talking a line, but like you with the shit though. And on the rooftop, they suck inside the lobby. Y'all gon' need a fucking army just to stop me.
Yeah, like I would make that chorus a little bit bigger. But once again, I don't think you need to do that on this particular track because it feels like it's a palate wetter or appetizer. So it doesn't need more to it. If you wanted to give it some distinction on that chorus, then I would add some layers to it, or even just double it up and pan it out so it sounds wider, or even adding a little bit of something to distinguish that, hey, this is the main part of the song. 'Cause remember that the chorus and the hook of the song is supposed to be this part where we understand the most about the song, right? And so we want to make that as clear and as distinct as possible. Adding a little bit of bloops and bleeps or another layer would make that a little bit more dynamic and give a little bit more energy to it. But this is not a bad track. Like I said, it's a good appetizer, good palate wetter. I think it makes people interested. It just would probably good go well with some visuals, like a TikTok or a real vertical video of you walking down the street rapping. That probably would go well. But initially, like I said, it feels like a cypher beat. If you had, like, this kind of reminds me of like, even though the beat's a little bit different, this kind of reminds me of A$AP Rocky's One Train, where you would put like 5 other rappers on here and make it feel like it's like a posse cut, because the beat feels like very posse cutty, where people just bar up on here. Maybe not. Like I said, like if you already got your plan figured out in terms of what you're trying to do, then keep doing that for sure. I'm just giving you my initial thoughts on how the song made me feel. But thank you for submitting that. I appreciate you. What happened here? Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah. Thank you for the submission. I appreciate you. We're gonna go ahead and keep moving though. See if I can get done here in the next 10 minutes or so. Up next, Dissension by Modern Day Mosaic. Cool name. Cool name. I like the name. This is the Heat Check Live. We're here every fucking Monday at 6 p.m. I got new music coming out soon, new album, new everything coming out. I keep saying soon, but honestly, I don't have like any date set. I don't have any date set. I don't have any like anything set. Even with my movie, like nothing is set in stone right now. And there's a variety of reasons why that's going on behind the scenes. I'm choosing not to share with anybody. But just know, man, I've been cooking, man. I've been fucking cooking. Anyways, this is Dissension by Modern Day Mosaic.
Subjects during REM periods of rapid eye sleep, there will be about 80% dream recall. Fifth, detail, dream recall. Non-REM awakenings generated maybe 10%, then there was always a problem. How do you define it? My definition of a dream is it has to be a real experience with time. And getting back to Hemlock House, a dream is real while it lasts. Can we say more in life?
Okay, so I like the production, but I don't like the talking. Like, what are we doing here? This isn't a fucking motivational speaker, spiritual journey. Like, I want to hear some raps or some singing. The production's interesting, though. Like, it's very, like, floaty. Like, kind of like, whimsical would be the word that I would use. I like the production, but we're not hearing anything other than this production and this guy talking in a deep, toned voice.
I think this might be a good place to stop. Structural brain existing in 3 distinct states of being, wakefulness, sleep, and dream. In the dream world,
Okay, honestly, if I'm being real, the vocals, this song is kind of boring. Like, I'm not trying to be mean. It's just that, like, I'm listening to the song. I think it was good as background music, but, like, I barely even understand what the guy is saying that's talking right now. Like, I have to, like, concentrate to listen to. So that kind of defeats the purpose of background music. The production kind of feels like, the more I listen to it, it kind of feels like hold call music. Like, music that you listen to, like, when they put you on hold. This is the song they're playing in the background. Which is not a bad thing, but, like, I don't know what the intention is for the song. Like, I don't know, like, what we're trying to do here. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel or, like, what the expression is, right? It feels like it's very abstract and very, like, off the wall, and that might be intended. But the problem when you're with being abstract and off the wall is that you tend to, like, kind of, like, lose yourself a little bit, and the message gets kind of lost. I don't know what the message is in the song. So, I don't even know, like, what advice I would offer to you, except I do want to listen to another song of yours to see if this is just something you'd be doing, or was this song an experiment, or what. Let's listen to Cloud Covering the Void, just real quick, to see what we're working with here.
I could have had more time with you.
Okay, so you're just on some abstract shit. That's what I'm hearing here. And the thing about it is that, like, I don't have a lot of advice for abstract music, because when it comes to doing the abstract thing, it really, really, really is about expression. And it really, really is about, like, being weird and abstract. It's not like even like goal oriented as much. Like, people don't make abstract music to be famous. People don't make abstract music to blow up. They make it because they like the way it fucking sounds and it makes them feel a certain way, and they want that feeling to be conveyed through others, through the music. So it's very niche, very, very niche to find people who, like, really resonate with your music on that sense. This is probably why you only have 2 monthly listeners. This is not a knock. It comes down to the reality of the music you're trying to make, right? Like, most people don't go searching for abstract music. A lot of people don't go checking for the weirdest music out. They don't do that, right? They usually play or listen to what's put out in front of them on a mainstream pop vibe. And if they do a little bit of deeper digging, it's not going to be this. And so you have to ask yourself as an artist, modern day Mosaic, like, what do you ultimately want out of your music? Is this just expression? Fine, great. If you're trying to reach new audiences, you have to consider how your music is landing, right? Like, do people really want to hear elevator music with some guy talking about REM Sleep on It for fucking 7 minutes? No, we don't. I don't want to listen to that. Most people don't. Some people will. There's somebody out there who will love that shit, but you got to find them, right? And that might be the more difficult part of your journey. It's not the production of the music, but rather finding the audience that's going to resonate with it. Because the thing about it is, too, is that we as artists, we need the audience to resonate with it to make us want to keep going. And currently, as it stands, you got a lot of work to do in that sense. So I implore you to do some soul searching and ask yourself, well, what do I really want out of this music that I'm making? Is this just for me to express myself and get these feelings out onto paper or onto a digital format? That's great. If you want to find a bigger audience, then you really have to consider how your music is landing. And that can be tricky. It really and truly can, because it can go in so many different directions at that point. So hopefully that was insightful. I know I didn't really say too much there, but hopefully that helped a little bit, right? Let's go ahead and do this last song. This track is called Back to Back. KTS Bin Laden featuring YSB Wick. Is that how you say it? There's like an L. Cool. While that song is loading, I want to talk about the future. So the Heat Check is here every Monday, 6 p.m. We've done 30 episodes so far, which is super dope. Super happy about that, because this is probably the most consistent thing that I've done this year. I gave you guys a preview of Campfire Radio earlier on this episode, and I will be happy to let you know that Campfire Radio hopefully will be out in the next couple months. I got to do some major polishing, because I'm trying to get a couple features up and running to where people can go live on the app, and then I got to work on the servers to host all that shit. So look for that. I'm going to be dropping a new single. I'm actually going to be dropping like a bunch of singles, probably. This is the issue. Like, I haven't quite determined how I'm going to roll out this album, and because this album is so innately attached to the movie, it really is tricky, because I'm working on things with the movie to get the movie out. Like, we're going to submit to a couple festivals, and then I might be working on a premiere. And so I want to be able to lock in and have like this run. I don't want to just put out the music and then there's a gap, right? That's why I even held off on dropping the trailer, because I was like, well, I don't want to drop the trailer and then we have a gap, right? I want to be like pow, 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 pow for like 7, 8, 9 months. So we're building up the spirit bomb, and we're just waiting for the right time to really just come in and drop it. Modern Day Mosaic, I see your comment. You say pretty much nailed it. It's an EP about dreaming loss, and that's beautiful, man. Like, I honestly like don't have any problem with like the production or the song that you sent over. I'm just thinking about like, because part of what I do on the show is I try to like really like think about how to improve your music, how you can reach wider audiences, et cetera, so forth. And I think that with your audience that you are creating, it definitely exists, but it's a matter of being very calculated in how you approach them. Because I think that a lot of your music can be off-putting to some people in that sense, because it's not like a traditional pop beat, or like we're not rapping. You just got a guy talking about dreams, which is dope to some people, but you gotta do some work to find an audience. And I hope you do. I really hope you do. All right, last song of the night, Back to Back by KTS Bin Laden and YSB Wick.
Watch this. I get you hate on, I get you all those smoked up inside it too. I'm put it down and on drugs and then hustle inside they crew. Always try like that pressure, fell ain't they? Tell me what you wanna do. Don't think you slick, you lose your mind. You best think about your next move. Couple niggas on my list that got a dog, can't wait to catch her. Little bitch on my line, she think she hard to get, she know she pressure. Bouncing out in fashion, purple on jeans like him and stretcher. Got your butter in the wood, he quit a shot like why y'all left him. Every time he pop outside, we on a can't even mention. ARP gon' tap us home and watch what we cop out and get him. Brother say he get you clean, he get you smoked out, really fucks it. Said he OD up the drugs from all the pay out on the dope it, but I thug it out, ain't no bitch.
This is the show I was talking about earlier, where people like rappers nowadays just love to rap head to beat. I don't like that shit. I really and truly don't, because I think that the flow is one of the most important things about hip hop and rap now, like since day one. But we don't care anymore if we're landing in those pockets anymore. We're just kind of talking on the beat that rhymes. And it's funny because this song, when it first came on, it made me think about that goddamn fucking TuneCore ad I keep seeing every day with the Indian dude in the pink sweater. He's like, my parents kicked me out of my house. That's what I don't even know what to say, but I see that ad every day, and I always get a kick out of it because of like the way he's rapping on that ad is like this, basically, like a head of the beat, and then the production sounds similar. So like it's like a whole, like with that said, it's like I just wish that like we could find a way to evolve this particular style of hip hop, because like what I'm seeing with this particular style of hip hop is that it hits a wall pretty quick, to where it all kind of sounds very similar. Everybody's rapping off beat, all the production sounds similar. We're not hearing like a lot of personality, and this song is another example. Like this dude, I'm not feeling his personality. I'm not feeling his energy. I hear him rap, but I'm not feeling it as like who he is as a person. Like I'm not getting anything out of it. He's just talking to be talking on the beat. But the production's cool. It's cool.
Cause I'm in interaction. Brother say he tryna spin out to his ass pass. Give his back and fuck that shit. I want that button. Have you nigga this on neck? Niggas bitch ain't on nothing, man. On game.
It's just like an open beat here or what? This is just open. Yo. I was trying to rap to this, but like I already know I'm gonna sound ahead of the beat because of the delay. Nigga be tripping and know that it's true. Nigga wanna get down with this crew. Nigga wanna get it misconstrued. Nigga wanna kick it with Jaron. Understand that I'm the bomb. When I drop it, get it on. Swanton, I'm the gun. Oh my god, put the blicky on the side, watch it click, I don't think you niggas really wanna drop it hit, Look at niggas in the comments always talking shit, Understand that you really cannot rock with the kid. Hold up, wait a minute, flow is not a gimmick, You can know that Spanish call me Popeye when I get it, I don't think they understand the life, they don't wanna live it, I don't think they understand I knock on my Robin Givens, that's what I meant to say. Doesn't really matter, dog, it's in my DNA. Niggas want a kid, but I really do not play. And honestly, don't give a fuck of what you have to say. No delay. Got these bitches pulling up like Odelay. I don't think they really know what to play. Don't even know what to say. I know that's probably sounding like offbeat as fuck. Let me actually hear. Does that sound offbeat as fuck? Let me see. I got new music coming out soon. New album, new everything. They want to drop a hit. Look at in the comments always talking shit. Doesn't sound bad. It does sound like the audio is glitching though. How come you guys didn't tell me that the audio is glitching? Just let me just be out here with struggle audio this whole time. Understand that you really cannot rock with the kid. Hold up, wait a minute, flow is not a gimmick. You know that Spanish call me Popeye when I get it. I'm kind of upset that you all let me just rock with the shitty audio. How long was I doing that for? No delay. These bitches pulling up like Odelay. I don't think they really know what to play. Really know what to say. It's kind of killing. Anyways, we're done tonight. I guess the ultimate feedback I can give you guys is that let's try to find some ways to be more diverse. Let's try to find some ways to like really step outside the box musically and like do things that will express ourselves in ways that are unique to ourselves. We don't want to sound like the next dude, right? I think that's like one of the worst things that you can do as an artist is sound like somebody else, right? You want to be able to sound distinct, and a lot of that comes down to like lyrical tenacity and presenting your story in a way that only you can. And that takes practice, it takes time, it takes polish, it takes work, it takes effort. But that's why we do these things, man. That's literally why we do it. All those things I just mentioned before, previously, whatever. Anyways, we're done. I honestly don't know how well this replay is going to replay back because I just now realized that the audio has been glitching the whole time. So we will have to see when I play this shit back. But overall, I appreciate you guys watching the heat check. How am I streaming? Well, here we go. I appreciate you all watching the heat check. We'll be back again next week with another live video of the heat check where I listen to your music live. Maybe we have some cool stuff ready. Maybe not. Could just be a regular episode. I don't know. But the point is, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I love you all. We'll see you soon. Stay hot. I guess. I don't fucking know. I don't know. Love you all. Peace. E47 radio station where he just plays his music nonstop. So like this is his channel right here. He started this a long time ago. He started streaming in March. He has not stopped this stream.